courtesy of Turnkey.
Leave the technical stuff to the pros so you can focus on the important things. Visit turnkey.pro today. Turnkey.pro.
Right now, are you sitting in your home afraid to go out in public? Afraid to be seen in a restaurant? Afraid to talk or smile knowing those dentures will fall out at any minute? I'm Dr. Howard Cooper from Excellence in Dentistry, and we can handle all your worries. We have a complete in-house denture lab, and we're here to help you smile and eat with all the confidence again. Every day I see folks like Mary, whose family didn't know where else to turn. Mary's been losing weight and wouldn't eat with her ill-fitting dentures. After talking with Mary, we realized that not only did her denture not fit well, but she hated the way it made her look. We fabricated a new denture that day, and we designed it with Mary's concerns in mind. The smile on her face when we finished conveyed the greatest feeling of all. Mary not only looked beautiful, but she was happy and couldn't wait to get downstairs and hit the restaurant. Mary is happy and her family is happy. That's what we do for our patients. We change their lives. Call us at 847-244-4000 for your free consultation. Don't hide in your house any longer. Again, call us at 847-244-4000. We are located in Gurnee at Washington and 21 in Saratoga Square. Excellence in Dentistry, creating excellence one smile at a time.
AmericanEagle.com has been fortunate to develop thousands of business websites over the past 15 years. Businesses just like yours. Don't think because they advertise on the radio and mention big clients like Portillo's, WeatherTech, and Dairy Queen that they won't give your small to medium-sized business the same great service. Small and medium-sized companies are a huge part of AmericanEagle.com's clients. AmericanEagle.com's continued success is because they're capable of a wide range of projects from small to extremely large. They view all clients as long-term partners on every internet endeavor. When you're looking for an experienced and reputable partner for any of your internet-related projects, consider AmericanEagle.com. They'll likely be able to show you a project they've already done that's similar to what your company needs. AmericanEagle.com, the only name you need to know for website development, hosting, and maintenance. You can reach AmericanEagle.com on the web or at 773-NETWORK. That's 773-NETWORK.
It's Dr. David Kolbaba.
It's our winter survival kit for this cold and flu season. It's power-packed with natural ingredients, and unlike the flu shot, it's safe and effective. First, it's our Sunny C 1000. It's highly absorbable, and it does not suppress your body's natural killer cells like most other vitamin C supplements do. And when you purchase your first bottle of our Sunny C 1000, I promise to include scientific data to back it up. And I'll also include a vitamin C dosage chart for you to customize how much is best for you, whether you're fighting off a cold or flu or you want a preventative dose to keep you from getting a cold or flu. Sunny C 1000, it's easy on the stomach and it's essential in fighting illness. And when you order your Sunny C 1000 today, be sure to get more information on the rest of our winter survival kit. Call 800-794-1855. It's our Health Quest radio hotline. And be sure to listen to Health Quest Radio with me, Dr. David Kolbaba, this Saturday morning at 11. But for now, that number again, 800-794-1855.
Right now, are you sitting in your home afraid to go out in public? Afraid to be seen in a restaurant? Afraid to talk or smile knowing those dentures will fall out at any minute? I'm Dr. Howard Cooper from Excellence in Dentistry, and we can handle all your worries. We have a complete in-house denture lab, and we're here to help you smile and eat with all the confidence again. Every day I see folks like Mary, whose family didn't know where else to turn. Mary's been losing weight and wouldn't eat with her ill-fitting dentures. After talking with Mary, we realized that not only did her denture not fit well, but she hated the way it made her look. We fabricated a new denture that day, and we designed it with Mary's concerns in mind. The smile on her face when we finished conveyed the greatest feeling of all. Mary not only looked beautiful, but she was happy and couldn't wait to get downstairs and hit the restaurant. Mary is happy and her family is happy. That's what we do for our patients. We change their lives. Call us at 847-244-4000 for your free consultation. Don't hide in your house any longer. Again, call us at 847-244-4000. We are located in Gurnee at Washington and 21 in Saratoga Square. Excellence in Dentistry, creating excellence one smile at a time.
You might not be able to get a new car with your tax refund, but you can make your car feel like it's brand new. All it needs is a great paint job. Come in to Maaco today and get your dream paint job during their tax season sales event.
5:14, Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, here is our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Sun today, then turning cloudy and chilly, high 30. On and off snow late tonight, accumulating a coating to an inch, low 24. 1 to 2 inches tomorrow, some snow, sleet, and freezing rain, high tomorrow, 34. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
12 at O'Hare, 21 along the lakefront, -2 in Aurora this morning. Your next news update at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560. The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's all yours, Bruce. Go.
Top
4
of the morning.
hours.
All right, here. Let me.
Have at it.
It's a 4. I'm going to for 4 hours. I'm going to defend Jussie Smollett. Now,
That sounds great.
here's the thing. If I may do this, because now everybody in the world, even Michael Avenatti, of all people, isn't he the guy that was Stormy Daniels' attorney?
Yes,
Right.
and he's also R. Kelly's attorney, who, by the way, a grand jury was formed yesterday because this new tape with R. Kelly in it where he's having sex with a girl who says her organs and her body is of a 14-year-old. So they're trying to check that out. But anyway, go on.
Well,
with
how
your
does the
show.
grand jury handle that and Jussie Smollett? They got a lot on their plate.
They can
our
do
grand
it.
jury.
They can do both.
Yeah.
But the thing with
How much
Jussie's,
do they get paid?
they don't. I've testified before a grand jury before. Yes, it's not what you think it is. It's scary, and it's daunting because you have the FBI, and then you have state police, and then you have the local police, and you cannot lie to a grand jury. But the people that are passing judgment, that are deciding whether or not to indict somebody, they're not. It's not
Did you indict
the
a
top
ham?
of the.
Did
No,
you,
nobody was indicted.
you
with
didn't
my
indict,
grand jury
indict a
testimony.
ham sandwich?
No,
which
we
is
did
what
not.
any good decent prosecutor can
But
do.
Jussie Smollett, the new thing is we now have a motive. We have a motive this morning for why he staged the attack. See, on
if he staged the attack.
on January 22nd, he paid these Nigerian brothers allegedly to send him a threatening letter, and the outside of the letter had MAGA. The return address said MAGA on it. Did you see the letter? I mean, it was so stupid.
It
It said
made out of magazine clippings.
exactly.
right?
And they found magazines in the Nigerian brothers' apartment
Yeah,
that had pages missing that they're pairing up to what the letters were found in the threatening letter.
Lagos magazine. Yeah, I know that. It's like
So,
the Chicago magazine.
The letter said, die, you gay blank, and then it shows a stick figure with red marker of a guy with a noose around his neck with a gun pointed at his head.
Right.
Very juvenile, very stupid. But apparently he didn't like that he didn't get enough attention from that letter. So that's when he decided to get a bigger reaction and decided to stage the attack. Now, the brothers have spoken. They did speak to WBBM over the telephone.
Sure.
And
exclusive for WBBM, they also ran in the sweepstakes. But
good
go
for them.
ahead. Yeah,
we are not racist. We're not homophobic, and we are not anti-Trump. We were born and raised in Chicago and are American citizens.
And they are free. They are not going to be charged with anything. They're free to go about their business.
Can I make out the case for Jussie Smollett right now? Because nobody is. I mean,
You're
Michael,
defending Jussie Smollett?
only because
Anybody else? 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment.
First of all, he's an actor on a par with Mia Farrow railroading Woody Allen. Can we all agree? I mean, that's very good. So that was a great audition tape for something. Maybe, for playing OJ in the next OJ movie. But just hear me out for a second, because everybody's apologizing now. Excuse me. Oh,
they're not.
They're not apologizing. But Michael Avenatti, of all people, is apologizing. Kamala Harris didn't even know that she had tweeted that this was like a lynching
Kamala
thing.
Harris, well, before you get to, I don't know where you're going with this,
Sure.
but Kamala
Neither
Harris
do I.
initially called the Smollett attack a modern-day lynching. And then yesterday when she was in New Hampshire, people aren't going to let just her make comments like that because she is the lead. She is in the lead right now for the 2020 Democratic presidential nominee. And where is she here? Let's try number 4.
Which tweet? What tweet? About saying that it is a modern day lynching. That sorry. Yes, Jussie Smollett. Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously.
Okay, here's the
So
thing.
here's it. No, this was a tweet. Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate. That was her tweet, but she didn't remember tweeting that.
Because she probably didn't. She's got people who write her tweets for her. Come on, I don't
Cory
have time.
Booker on the Senate floor Thursday.
Weeks ago, an actor and activist was brutally attacked in Chicago. 2 men yelling racial and homophobic epithets.
I want this jagbag arrested right now. He has caused so much consternation, so much pain for so many people. He could have, his 2 buddies, his alleged friends, his trainers, the guys he works out with, they could have gone to jail for 10 to 20 years. Right. That's how selfish and egotistical this monster is. He's psychotic.
By the way,
he has mental illness problems. I don't even know if that's
Mike North pioneered the
Jagbag Thursdays. I love Jagbag Thursdays.
Mike North.
I listened all
Let's
the time.
not forget Mike North.
Ding,
High
ding,
five
ding,
me. Yeah.
Mike North.
All right, so here's the defense.
Where's the bell?
As you just had the Channel 2 reporter read the what the Nigerian guy said. They're not. They're Americans.
Right. They were born in Chicago.
They say they're not anti-Trump. How about this scenario? And Jussie is doubling down. He says he's innocent.
I know. He's still maintaining
Is it possible?
That. It's ridiculous.
Is it possible if they're not anti-Trump, in fact they are pro-Trump? In fact, the $3,000 they got was for physical training, not as a payoff. And they, if you recall, are masked when they're attacking Jussie Smollett. Is it possible he was genuinely attacked by these guys who wanted to get him? I ask you that.
312-642.
No.
5600 is our turnkey.pro
Nice
answer
try.
line. 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment. Let's go to Frank, who joins us from lovely St. Charles. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Yeah, they have enough to arrest him right now, and if they don't, it will be just something. They're afraid of offending the black community, but an arrest is warranted right now on the spot without even talking to him, based on what these 2 credible witnesses have just said.
Let me ask you this, Frank. I know you watched the Channel 11 mayoral debate, so I didn't have to yesterday. I assume this was a big issue in the mayoral debate yesterday, as whether Jussie Smollett. Oh, or are you going to tell me, Channel 11 doesn't deign to discuss such things? Phil Ponce wouldn't do that. Thank you so much, Frank. Appreciate the call. Should we go to Dennis right now?
Oh, yes. Here, I'm working on some
That's
things.
no problem.
So fun.
I'll direct
Hi,
traffic.
Dennis. How are you in Crystal Lake?
Amy,
Dennis.
I'm proud of you.
Why?
You're using some strong words, and I don't think I've ever agreed with you. Maybe one time when I was drunk, but Bruce,
yes,
if
sir.
if you're not being tongue in cheek with this defense of this knucklehead, then you need to go to PBR or PRB or whatever the heck that station is at all the little
WPRB, sure, in Cincinnati. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Less than
that. Yeah, all the little snowflakes go to defend little scum like this.
You're right about that. Thank you for setting me
There's
straight,
a special
Dennis.
place in
I'm
hell
sorry,
for
Crystal
people
Lake,
like this.
Crystal Lake is losing its radio station to the Christians.
Hey, so National Review wrote a great article. Who was the author of this article?
Michael Brendan Doherty.
Yeah. And he, many people are asking, why would Jussie do this? Why? Why would he do it? I mean,
for attention.
For attention, to catapult his career. But he's saying that it's the hoax is symptomatic of America's illness because of the mainstreaming of victimhood culture that we have.
Yes.
Is there any truth to that?
Absolutely.
Because he'll get more attention. He'll be more loved because being a gay black man's not enough. Now he's got to be a victim of something too.
Yes, there's no question about it. And there were a few holes in his story. He doesn't know how to really plot this that well.
Well, he thought it was great because there's a surveillance camera. Oh, the surveillance camera was pointing east and not toward the direction of where this alleged attack occurred.
If I were Jussie, I would ask for my money back from these guys because they couldn't even get it on camera.
The camera facing north, how is that my issue? It feels like if I had said it was a Muslim or a Mexican or someone black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot more. And that says a lot about the place that we are in our country right now.
Now, this was the interview with Robin Roberts, who actually, a lot of people are criticizing the media for lying down for Jussie. But Brian Stelter, that fungible turd
Oh, I can't see.
on CNN.
How he got that job,
Yeah.
I'll never know.
I would say he's a jagbag. I dare say he's a He may be even be a Spalding. Let me read some more Dan Proft words, right? He's mendacious. He's mellifluous. So here's the thing. He said, well, that's a celebrity interview. Celebrity interviews are to be distinguished from news interviews. So don't they?
But
why
when
don't they
celebrities make news, you need to approach them as if they're news interviews.
Well, we should have a chyron, a disclaimer every time you interview a celebrity saying, well, we're not really scrutinizing them. Or as the former mayor Rich Daley would say, I scrutin them. Yes. He did say that. I'm pretty sure he did.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT, real protection.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why can't more things in life be customizable? Why can't I buy Neapolitan ice cream without strawberry? Can't I just have the chocolate and vanilla flavors I'm comfortable with? Do people even want a fruity ice cream flavor sandwiched right between the classics? Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
Well,
Balance of Nature. Some lady stopped me in the gym yesterday and said, "Are you taking Balance of Nature?" And I said, "I'm 3 days in." Really? So,
are you serious? It's one little Willy Wonka type meal in a pill?
Well, there's the fruits bottle and there's the vegetables bottle, and you take 2 to 3 a day, and you get 10 servings of fruits and veggies. Because a lot of us, we don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. We just don't. You admit it. You don't either. I know you don't. Admit it.
What's a vegetable?
See, exactly. So they're pressed dried and they put into a capsule. And they're not about that big.
Let the record show that Amy is making the AOK sign. Or is that a gang sign? I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's that little.
But it's no preservatives, and
it's concentrated.
And people love it. And it helps with, well, you know what it does during the winter season? It boosts your immune system.
Well, like it or not, Amy, it's cold and flu season in Chicago. Just look around the office. Everyone's coughing and sneezing and sniffling. And pardon my Bruce Rauner right there, dropping the G's there. If you want to avoid getting sick, then you know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy. It's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air, and Amy can tell you they're 100% real. She spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature. He showed her the emails, played the voicemails of real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code CHICAGO. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use promo code CHICAGO for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up, taking your phone calls about Jussie Smollett, the brothers, the real reason why he staged this hoax and why he's not behind bars. And also, the strategy was clear. If you doubted him, you were motivated by racism. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
12 degrees, 529 on AM 560, The Answer. President Trump's emergency declaration for the southern border, spurring a lawsuit by 16 states. The president declaring the emergency last week. He says it's a necessity to build the wall to stop drug and human trafficking. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel called it a stunt.
My job, more than anything, will be to protect the residents of the state of Michigan. And the fact of the matter is the federal government isn't doing a very good job of enforcing laws that are on the book to protect people in Michigan and in all 50 states.
California Attorney General Xavier Becerra is leading the group calling the emergency declaration a presidential overreach. Powerful storm bearing down on about 200 million Americans, moving into the central U.S. today, spreading heavy snow, ice, and treacherous travel conditions across the Midwest and Ohio Valley. The southeast can expect heavy rain, a chance of flooding, and severe thunderstorms. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein is reportedly planning to resign in mid-March. An announcement about a replacement could occur as soon as this week. The Vatican confirming it has a secret set of rules for priests who break their vow of celibacy and father children. A Vatican spokesman confirming to the New York Times the rules ask a man who fathers a child to leave the priesthood and assume responsibilities as a parent. Emergency crews say they've rescued more than a dozen people from a SeaWorld gondola ride over Mission Bay in San Diego. Battalion Chief Robert Logan is with the San Diego Fire Department.
Something like this, we want to be slow and methodical. Room for error is very slim because there is such a high drop and there is water below. A fall from that distance can be catastrophic.
16 people were pulled from the ride and lowered into boats last night. Problem started with heavy gusts of wind. West Virginia teachers are set to strike again today. They're opposed to a proposed new rule that would take money away from public schools and create the first set of charter schools in the state. You may recall they walked off the job last year for 9 days. Illinois State Police confirmed the suspected gunman in the Aurora shooting was wrongly issued a gun license. Authorities say Gary Martin was able to obtain a FOID card in Illinois and purchase the gun used in the deadly shooting, in spite of having a felony conviction in Mississippi on his record. A Buddhist monk is accused of sexually abusing 2 children over a decade ago at a temple on Chicago's north side. Police say Sripai Bayadnak was arrested last week in Nevada on a warrant and then extradited to Chicago. Sweeping leadership changes coming to a suburban Rolling Meadows church. Members of the executive committee of members of Harvest Bible Chapel will step down within the next few months. The planned moves were announced over the weekend following the recent removal of founder and senior pastor James McDonald. Other changes include suspension of plans for a Hinsdale campus. Alex DeBrincat a hat trick. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Senators 8-7 at the United Center. Number 23, Wisconsin holds on to beat Illinois 64-58 in Madison. Fighting Illini having their 4-game winning streak snapped. 5:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher doesn't understand where the Democrats are coming from.
This group of angry, scowling Democrats who wouldn't even clap when the president recited the historic low unemployment for Black and Hispanic Americans. They didn't clap for that. Why not? How could you not clap for that?
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
AmericanEagle.com has been fortunate to develop thousands of business websites over the past 15 years. Businesses just like yours. Don't think because they advertise on the radio and mention big clients like Portillo's, WeatherTech, and Dairy Queen that they won't give your small to medium-sized business the same great service. Small and medium-sized companies are a huge part of AmericanEagle.com's clients. AmericanEagle.com's continued success is because they're capable of a wide range of projects from small to extremely large. They view all clients as long-term partners on every internet endeavor. When you're looking for an experienced and reputable partner for any of your internet-related projects, consider AmericanEagle.com. They'll likely be able to show you a project they've already done that's similar to what your company needs. AmericanEagle.com, the only name you need to know for website development, hosting, and maintenance. You can reach AmericanEagle.com on the web or at 773-NETWORK. That's 773-NETWORK.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did it become okay for men to be lazier, softer, fatter? We need to bring the men of this country back to greatness. And it's easier than ever with Ageless Male Max, a patent-pending formula with an ingredient that helps boost your total testosterone, promoting greater increases in muscle size and twice the reduction of body fat percentage than exercise alone. Plus, an amazing 64% increase in nitric oxide, which can be handy in the gym and in the bedroom. Take your manhood to the max by trying your first 30-day bottle free Just pay shipping and handling. Not 10 days, not 15 days, but a full 30-day supply free when you text the word FAST to 797979. Finally, a formula that boosts total testosterone. If your results with Ageless Male Max are too intense, please decrease use. For your free bottle, text FAST to 797979. Text FAST to 797979.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
5:35. Let's get an update on the roads in the AM 560 traffic center with Jim Talamonte.
In Elk Grove Village this morning, Devon is closed between Lively and Bussey with down power lines. Utility crews are there at the scene. Seeing heavy traffic on the inbound Bishop Ford Freeway from Cottage Grove to the Merge. Looking at a 1 or 2 minute delay there. Inbound Ride, it's congested, 18th to downtown. Outbound on the Ride, there's road work 87th split, 2 right lanes. No problems to report on the Aidens outbound Kennedy. Getting a little bit congested now around Cumberland, a little bit on 190 as well. Back to work and travel for the holiday weekend. The Eisenhower is still okay. Mount Stevenson a little bit congested around Pulaski. Tollways are clear. No problems to report in northwest Indiana. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte.
On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. We'll have some sun to start the morning, turning cloudy and chilly later in the day and a high near 30. And the on and off snow and wet and ice starts overnight. Low 24, snow and ice tomorrow, 1 to 3 inches possible with our high temperature of 34. Currently 12 at O'Hare, 21 along the lakefront, 0 in Aurora. Your next news update is at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
Michael Cohen was supposed to testify yesterday in Congress. He said that he had pain from shoulder surgery.
On AM 560.
Well, on Saturday night, he was out with the boys in New York at a schwanky restaurant. If you're going to call in sick for your congressional testimony, don't go out and party the night before.
The Answer.
Breaking news, Senator Bernie Sanders
is dead?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's breaking news from WGN saying that he's going to run for a second go at being president.
I love when Channel 9 is on top of that.
I know.
Because they copy CNN. They just reprint CNN.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. Of course, we're talking about Jussie Smollett, and, he's just been so victimized by all this. They're still defiant, still sticking by this story.
Yeah, I think there actually is.
Can we turn the next gen on, please? Thank you. Here we go.
He said, "This MAGA country punches me right in the face." So I punched his ass back. I noticed the rope around my neck, and I started screaming.
Oh, my God, I started screaming. I punched him back, really? Against those two Nigerian brothers? No, you didn't punch anybody back. I'm sure he punched himself, don't you think? Because the cut that he had on his right cheek would be...
It's kind of like Tawana Brawley.
It would be congruent with punching yourself in the face. Like those guys couldn't have punched him because he'd be dead. His head would be gone.
It's like when Tawana Brawley drew swastikas or whatever on herself. Yeah, that's what he would have done.
Exactly.
I think what he's going to wind up getting is, he's going to, because Ann Kavanaugh, whom I worked with for years and is doing the crisis management for him, and she got, what's-his-face, Van Dyke. He could have gotten 90 years and he only got 6. So, kudos to her, or kujos, as Michael Jordan would say to her for that. I think she's going to get it so that all that Jussie winds up doing is saying, look, this was a teachable moment.
No, and absolutely not. He has got to go to jail.
I pledge, like Harvey Weinstein did, to give some of the money that I would have had to give back to the Chicago Police Department for wasting their time, give it to fighting the NRA.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
He's going to be indicted by a grand jury. We just don't know if it's going to be federal or state. The reason why it would be federal is because of the threatening letter he apparently paid those two Nigerian brothers to send to the Empire Studio here in Chicago.
The
That's a federal offense.
588-2300 Empire Studio.
No, but also, too, inside that letter was a crushed white substance, and they thought it was anthrax, so they cleared everybody out. It was aspirin.
Sure. I say, why not? I'm in a Jerky Boys moment right now. Why not have the state indict him, the feds indict him, and the Hague indict him? Sue everybody.
Let's go to Ed, who joins us from Oak Brook. Hi, Ed.
Yeah, you know, and I'm trying to keep a straight face here, but you know what? Bruce might be onto something because the money that was exchanged between the brothers and this actor with his fake first name and last name is they were his trainers, so he would be paying them.
If Ed,
as far as the letter goes,
Ed, can you
let him finish?
No,
his
I want Ed to
sentence,
recap because
and
we
then
said
you
this
can
10
ask
minutes.
him.
No, I just Ed, can you recap the defense that I so brilliantly articulated on behalf of Jussie Smollett? Yeah, there is a case to be made. Yeah,
absolutely, Bruce. Remember, you're in Cook County, okay, and there's so many haters out there of people of color that, you know what, if this goes to court, this guy's going to walk. Everybody knows that. Kim Fox is probably the worst prosecutor in the whole universe. So
they'll plea
and
out.
He's a Chicago cop. A lot of charges. You have to almost technically murder someone on video to be convicted in this town. So, you know what? Nothing's going to happen here. And what's the penalty for this? Okay, so he had a moment. So and all these cops,
Well,
he didn't tell these cops to work this case
Filing
all
a false
these hours.
police report, that will get him some time in jail. And
Yeah, you know how many false police reports are probably reported every single day?
Right. Who among us?
He's
Well, let's
yeah,
call
so,
Alderman
you know
Proco
what?
Joe
His
Moreno.
defense
and
will
ask
be
him about
that they were the trainers, and you know what? That's good enough for this town, and he's going to walk.
As I said, they say they're Americans, not Nigerians, first of all. They're born in the United States, born in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
They said they're not anti-Trump, which means they're probably pro-Trump. They were pro-MAGA. The $3,000 that was given to them was
It's
strictly
$3,500, by the way.
$3,500 was strictly for physical training that they were providing for Jussie. They were masked at the time of the attack, so he didn't know who was attacking him. Poor Jussie Smollett is being framed. Can I be on Robin Roberts right now and say
Yes,
this?
you can. Let's go to Mike, who joins us from the South Side. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Bruce and Amy. My issue is that the virus is spreading. Trump derangement syndrome is what is all this is about right now, and people just the symptoms are getting worse.
Well, if you read his tweets, Jussie Smollett, it was the fact that Twitter didn't shut down his account. It surprises me, but the vitriol that he has toward President Trump. Read his tweets, even from a year ago. It's disgusting. He hates President Trump clearly, and he wanted to try and bring him down. And guess what? It didn't work. And you know what? Also, too, the arrogance to think that he could get away with this. That Chicago cops are dumb, like they're not going to figure this out. The little ruse that he concocted.
Amy, I'm just
They
hoping.
were sitting on it.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Yeah, they were sweating them, making him sweat it out.
I'm hoping that after all this goes away and he's done whatever time and paid his debt to society, that we in Chicago forgive him and give him the Cliff Kelly seat on WVON radio. You know, Cliff just recently retired, and remember he
Yes.
was convicted for
Oh,
taking
come-
bribes years ago. So there are second acts. I say give him a show on WVON. How
No,
about
there's
that?
no second act. Even Reverend Al Sharpton is slowly turning on him.
And if it is found that Smollett and these gentlemen did in some way perpetrate something that is not true, they ought to face accountability to the maximum. But let's not act like this is some left-wing hoax that some are saying on social media. President Trump called this horrible, and he's certainly not a left-winger.
Yeah, what? He didn't make any sense. That's a non
That's
sequitur.
sequitur, I know.
And also, Reverend Sharpton, are you ever going to apologize for Tawana Brawley? Because I don't believe you have. So when you apologize for Tawana Brawley, my client, Jussie Smollett,
It's Smollett.
I accent the wrong syllable all the time.
Yes. Good morning. Well, my question is, I wonder, have they interviewed other cast members, like Terrence Howard?
Well, yeah, Terrence Howard came out against this, and it was horrible when it happened. That's a very good question. And also, too, his manager. I mean, he was on the phone allegedly with his manager at the time of this.
Why did you cut off the one listener?
I didn't cut off anybody. He hung up the phone.
Because that's the one listener to this show who actually watches Empire.
Good.
He knew who other cast
his friends
members
at Fox, whatever, they should write him off immediately from Empire and just end his career now. And those poor two brothers, they're not going to get work ever. You think they're going to work again? They're not extras anymore in Empire, I can tell you that.
They're so cut. They're so defined.
That what?
I'm so envious of them.
Because they're ripped. You know why they're ripped? Because they work out, Bruce. It's this thing called
genetic.
the Gym.
Oh, it's genetic.
Where you have to go to. I could show you where one is.
Are you telling me if I take Balance of Nature, I'm going to look like that?
And work out. Yes, you will.
Oh,
give it
sure. There's always a catch.
Give it a few weeks. Tim in Crown Point. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I just had a remark on that Smollett case. I think the media has been playing a bigger role in this than he has. And I don't know if you've seen that new movie that came out, the Black KK Klansman. They made it look like a comedy on the actual, the previews of it, and it was basically just a hit piece on Trump at the end. That's the whole point of the whole
Black
movie.
Klansman?
Yeah, it's
by Spike
It's
Lee?
a new movie that just came out.
Well, yeah, it's
I
up
don't
for
know
an
who the
Oscar.
actors are, but
If we're talking about the same movie, I don't know. Does anybody know about
it literally just came out. It just came out on DVD last week.
Right.
Oh, that could be
the whole thing is.
I think we should all be assigned to see it before Black History Month ends.
And
thank you.
Second, I believe that the DNC might even have played a part in this, because I don't know if you've noticed that he's basically friends with these guys, Maxine Waters and all of them.
He's been seen with them. There's no question about it.
No, she actually is. Has his phone number, contacted his family. I mean, they're pretty first name basis.
Did you see that Pelosi has deleted the tweet praising Smollett, but she never apologized for it?
No, they're not coming forward to denounce his actions and what he's done for race relations in this country, not to mention what he's done politically to Republicans here. Thanks, Tim, for the call, I think. I'm not into those conspiracy theories, but we'll give it a shot. Here's Tom in Deer Park. Hi, Tom.
Hi, good morning. This is playing out perfectly if you had read Noah Rothman's book. You guys had him on your show with the SJW.
Yeah.
And the way this is playing out, Jesse is the high priest of SJW. The bishops, everyone from Adam Schiff, Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Maxine Waters, your previous caller just mentioned all their names. And then Trump, MAGA, is the Antichrist.
Right.
And this is a religion to these people, and they're not going to apologize because it's their dogma. They're genuinely offended.
Can I just ask you one question, Tom? Because you read Noah Rothman's book, and I read a couple of tweets on it. So here's the thing.
So it's like you read the book because you don't read books.
I ain't reading more than a tweet thread. I got not so much time left on this mortal coil. So let me ask you this, Tom. Noah Rothman, yeah, he writes about the SJWs. Well, why is he a never Trumper then? Answer me that.
I'll answer. I can answer. Although I can't. You'd have to ask him that, but I can tell you because in the book he states that it's just as much of this is going on the right as it is the left. And MAGA itself is basically a SJW because the white 1950s factory worker is now the unemployed opioid addicted. That's my take. You'd have to ask him.
And remember, the white 1950s factory worker is now 140 years old, so it's very difficult. He ought to take an opioid at that point.
You know what else? Thanks, Tom, for the phone call. You know what else is the arrogance of Smollett? They're not going to meet with. He is not going to meet with Chicago police. His lawyers have said that it's not going to happen. And any communication now, it must go through his lawyers. Chicago police, I did contact them yesterday, and for the first time,
Amy's on
they're
the
not
story.
classifying him as a victim.
Right.
That's huge. Now
No,
he's
that's-
not a victim,
that's
and he's
turning the
not a
corner.
suspect. He's just
In some,
Jussie Smollett.
Some Neverland.
But if you were his attorney, you wouldn't let him just walk into the Chicago Police Department to be questioned.
No,
right?
I
I mean,
would-
now we're going to have to wait for a grand jury and an indictment, right?
I'd plead something out like right now. That's what I'm saying.
And Mike Monaco is not his
No,
attorney, but
my idea is
What's
that
your idea?
he gets a 3-year suspended sentence, but he has to read The Federalist every day for a year. That's all. And then report on it.
To
us.
We got a great text message from Steve on 88. The only way Smollett can avoid federal prison time is if he claims that he's the 14-year-old girl on the R. Kelly video. Heyo.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Hey, if you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, then dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, and your dental health. Hey, Sean Hannity here. So what are you waiting for? Find out now if implants are for you. Successful implants don't come from an implant factory. Skill, treatment, installation, those are the main differences for successful lifelong implants. That's why you need to see Dr. Neruzzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Neruzzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants themselves. You need the experience, the skill, and honesty that over 25 years of dental implants brings, and you're going to be happy with your implant. It's not a mass production procedure because everyone is different. And Dr. Neruzzi wants to talk to you about dental implants today.
This is Dr. Neruzzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics at 630-232-7400. They're online at implantsforme.com.
By the way, I turned down that spot so that Hannity could get a little work. Is your mattress helping you get the best night's sleep? If you wake up with back stiffness or pain, here's a great alternative to buying a new expensive mattress. The MyPillow mattress topper costs a tiny fraction of what a new mattress costs and offers superior support. Well, I hope you didn't take advantage of those mattress sales yesterday on President's Day and take advantage of this. Yeah, the patented 3-layer design is durable, provides optimal comfort by evenly distributing body weight to relieve pressure points, and keeps your body temperature regulated throughout the night. Plus, the cover is washable, dryable, and comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and 10-year warranty. Here's the deal. For a limited time, use the promo code AMY and receive 30% off a MyPillow mattress topper, plus 2 standard MyPillows free. You'll completely transform the way you sleep and feel a whole lot better. Visit MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. And don't forget to use the promo code AMY. That's MyPillow.com, promo code AMY.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean, why is this so hard? At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why can't more things in life be customizable? Why can't I buy Neapolitan ice cream without strawberry? Can't I just have the chocolate and vanilla flavors I'm comfortable with? Do people even want a fruity ice cream flavor sandwiched right between the classics?
Go to LibertyMutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
Let's face it, everyone loves to shop. From my experience of meeting a famous politician in the Hermes store in Paris,
to my unforgettable experience test driving my first 600 horsepower car, in which I said, I'll take it, before it even hit 60 miles an hour.
we're pretty sure everyone has at least one unforgettable shopping experience. Hello. We are Carrie and
Ken,
founders of Income Store. Have you ever considered shopping for your next income? And we don't mean your next job. Did you know that you can walk into Income Store's website through a door on the left or a door on the right?
if you're just starting out or you simply have more time than money, you're going to enter our website on the left. If you've got more money than time, then definitely the right door is for you.
If you're looking to increase revenue in your home or business and would like to create a brand new, greatest shopping memory, all you have to do is change where you shop. Check out one of the two doors at IncomeStore.com.
That's IncomeStore.com.
The Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show, one of the largest coin shows in the nation, is here. Now at the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Winter blues got you down? When the weather's cold, go for some indoor fun for everyone. Check out Coins and Currency as history comes alive right before your eyes. Coins and Currency can be great investments too. And a great hobby. Admission and parking are free. Just bring your photo ID. Hundreds of the top dealers from all over the country. Displays valued at millions of dollars. U.S. and world paper money, gold and silver bullion, and more. The Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show. A show for the whole family. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. At the new location, the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles. Admission and parking both free with your photo ID. Get rid of those winter blues. Get to the Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show. All the info at ChicagoCoinShow.com. ChicagoCoinShow.com. We've all been there, looking for a parking spot when it's freezing and icy outside. The icy pavement of this pothole-filled parking lot is a nightmare. Oh, there's a spot. Wait, oh no, you're sliding. Watch out for that pothole. Your tire just blew out. The kids are crying and you're never coming back here again. Business owners and property managers, avoid frustrating your customers with a less than perfect parking lot. Pavement Solutions can offer you a safer and longer lasting pothole repair with permanent cold mix asphalt. It's an immediate solution and 90% of potholes patched will never need to be repaired again. Call Pavement Solutions today and learn how they can fix your lot in a day without closing it. In fact, as customers drive over the patch, it gets stronger. Don't put your customers or your business at risk with annoying potholes. Give your customers the experience they deserve. Call Pavement Solutions for a free quote. 815-675-0696. 815-675-0696.
AM 560, The Answer.
I was watching The Five on Fox yesterday, and Juan Williams was still very reserved and not jumping all over this. Like, no, we still have to wait for the facts to come in.
Well, he's holding out hope. So am I, apparently. Although I believe attention has shifted to Resurrection Mary as the perpetrator.
Well, remember President Trump, I thought he handled this perfectly when asked last week about the Jussie Smollett alleged attack.
Who was allegedly attacked with racist and homophobic.
That I can tell you is horrible. I've seen it last night. I think that's horrible. It doesn't get worse, as far as I'm concerned.
You know, the great thing about this Jussie Smollett thing is that even somebody like President Trump can understand it. Whereas opposed to, things like trade deficits, whether the Soviets were justified in invading Afghanistan, those are kinds of things that he doesn't understand that well. But everybody can understand Jussie Smollett.
But I think that these Democratic politicians, they need to come forward and say, you know what he did was wrong. Kamala Harris being one of them, actually being the leader, because, again, she called this a modern-day lynching. That's what she tweeted. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate.
Right. Except
that they're not going to respect.
She probably didn't write it.
Pardon?
She probably didn't write that tweet herself. It's
you
probably
don't think?
One of her people.
Which tweet? What tweet?
About saying that it is a modern day lynching. That
sorry,
yes, Jussie Smollett.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously.
And then a noise from a car.
You know what I like about her, though?
What?
I think she's going to make a pretty good president because...
Kamala Harris?
Well, she's duplicitous. I mean, she makes up stuff all the time. She's got that Hillary quality, for example, when she talked about the fact that she smoked pot and listening in college to Tupac's records when Tupac didn't come out with his first album until 7 years after she finished college. So, and you remember Hillary said she was named after Sir Edmund Hillary, even though he climbed Mount Everest 3 years after she was born. So she makes up stuff. That's a Trumpian quality as well. You've got to be able to be flexible like that with the facts.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, are the Ricketts racist? Tom Ricketts on those leaked emails sent to his father. But first, let's check in with the latest breaking news here at home and around the world. Here's Mike Scott.
A Buddhist monk charged with sexually abusing 2 children in Chicago, the latest from Chicago police. Mayoral candidates battled it out on Channel 11 last night, and a possible motive revealed behind the Jussie Smollett attack. Blackhawks beat the Senators. WIND Chicago News Time is 6 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. Bernie Sanders is running for president again. I'm Dave Anthony.
We began the political revolution in the 2016 campaign.
And now the independent senator tells Vermont Public Radio he'll keep it going in 2020.
I think the current occupant of the White House is an embarrassment to our country. I think he is a pathological liar every day.
Now, Sanders joins an already crowded Democratic race. He's the 6th senator to announce a campaign or an exploratory committee, and there are several other candidates. President Trump under protest.
What this president is doing to this country is unforgivable.
Sick of Trump, sick of the lies.
They were in New York City, one of the many cities across the country where people demonstrated against his national emergency declaration at the border, which is facing a new legal challenge. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, California and 15 other states are suing President Trump, claiming going around Congress to fund the border wall is unconstitutional. Javier Becerra is Attorney General of California.
Where our taxpayer dollars go is Congress's responsibility. Donald Trump cannot usurp that.
Becerra noted the president himself said he didn't have to declare a national emergency and that he just wanted the money sooner. The case heads to California's Ninth Circuit. The president has said he expects to lose there, but hopes to prevail at the U.S. Supreme Court. Dave.
Rachel Rod Rosenstein will be out as Deputy Attorney General next month. Rosenstein calls inaccurate ex-Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe's claim that Rosenstein offered to wear a wire to secretly record President Trump in an attempt to use the 25th Amendment to remove him from office. Drama at SeaWorld in San Diego. 16 people trapped on a gondola ride last night.
We got up halfway, right in the midsection of the ride, and the wind came up probably about 40 miles an hour. It's just crazy.
Well, that wind tripped a circuit breaker. The ride stopped. They were stuck for a few hours, dangling over water until rescuers got them down one by one into boats. This is Fox News.
12 degrees at 6:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Illinois State Police confirmed that the suspected gunman in the Aurora shooting was wrongly issued a gun license. Authorities confirmed Gary Martin was able to obtain an Illinois FOID card and purchase the gun used in the deadly shooting in spite of having a felony conviction in Mississippi on his record. A federal judge will rule later today on the city of Chicago's request to toss a lawsuit aimed at halting President Barack Obama's museum and library from being built on a public park. The U.S. District Judge heard oral arguments in that case last week and said he would issue a ruling on the Protect Our Parks suit today. An investigation is underway after a teen was found dead in Park Forest. Police officers say they discovered the 18-year-old unresponsive near a utility easement behind the 300 block of Salmonog Street. The man showed signs of trauma. The South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force is investigating. 5 candidates running for mayor of Chicago went head-to-head in a mayoral forum in the days leading up to next week's election. During that televised forum on Channel 11, Susana Mendoza hammered Bill Daley over his brother's decision to lease the city's parking meters.
It was good business for your family. It was terrible business for Chicagoans.
Susanna, that's a lie.
It's absolutely
You do not say that. That is totally untrue.
Mendoza, Preckwinkle, Daley, Vallis, and Wilson all sparred on ethics, taxes, education, and crime. Could be a question of local jobs versus politics in Dwight. Activists say they're planning to turn out tonight to oppose a proposed ICE detention center in the small northern Illinois town. Most of the activists are outsiders and campus agitators from Champaign-Urbana or Bloomington-Normal. Dwight Village President Jared Anderson tells the Associated Press he likes what he's seen from a developer who wants to possibly build the $20 million detention center. Alex DeBrincat, a hat trick. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Senators 8-7 at the United Center last night. Number 23, Wisconsin beat Fighting Illini in Madison. Big Ten hoops 64-58. The news service of Maaco. You might not be able to get a new car with your tax refund, but you can make your car feel like it's brand new All it needs is a great paint job. Come into Maaco today and get your dream paint job during their tax season sales event. 6:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity says this is not the same Democratic Party.
This is now a radical extreme party that wants to nationalize pretty much every aspect of our economy. This party is so out of touch. This is a new, radical, extreme, Democratic Socialist Party.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
36 days. That's how long it takes the average company to find their next hire. Glassdoor can help you quickly find the right job candidate in half the resumes. From 62 million job seekers, Glassdoor only matches you with qualified candidates who have the skills and experience your small business needs to grow. And Glassdoor hires are committed. They're 30% more likely to stay with your business longer. Go to glassdoor.com/hire. Glassdoor. Find the right fit for your business.
You see them all around town. Cintas trucks and their service reps taking care of customers. When companies use Cintas, you know they're confident and ready. Cintas helps with their fire protection and first aid and safety programs, handles their apparel solutions, and helps keep their facility and restrooms clean and stocked. So you know those companies care about their employees, facilities, and image. When all those things work together, they're ready for business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
A storm is on the horizon, and you need to keep the lights on no matter what. Your business relies on the power being on 24/7. It's the lifeblood of your data and computer systems. Weather-related outages from the power company are not acceptable. Your need for a source of power that's reliable 24/7, along with round-the-clock service that can dispatch technicians to your site immediately, is mission critical. Your business needs Charles Equipment Energy Systems on speed dial. These are the big boys, not residential or solar, but reliable industrial generators for emergency backup or events. When you need more than a 100-foot extension cord plugged into a small engine generator, call Charles Equipment Energy Systems. They keep the lights on with rental generators for job sites or power outages. Stay warm this winter. Plan ahead. Call now to prepare generators for winter storms and potential power outages. Call 630-834-6000. That's 630-834-6000 or charlesequipment.com. charlesequipment.com. Payroll, bookkeeping, month end. Are you feeling short-staffed? Accountemps can provide accounting and finance professionals on a temporary or project basis when you need them to help with increased workloads. Call them today or visit accountemps.com. Accountemps, a Robert Half company.
6:07 and a check on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
In Elk Grove Village, Devon is closed between Lively and Bussey due to down power lines and a northbound 83 at Devon. The right lane is blocked for work on that. To the south of Manhattan, Cedar is closed at Baker for a major crash with injuries. Edens looks good. Kennedy inbound tight, Cumberland to Harlem. 22 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 23. It's heavy on westbound 190 approaching Manhunt. Eisenhower. 34 minutes, 390 to downtown. Stevenson, 45 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan is 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 16 minutes, 90 to the Merge. Bishopport, 20. Tollways are okay. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, here's our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A winter weather advisory for early tomorrow morning, turning cloudy and chilly today, high 30. Overcast, on and off snow late tonight, accumulating a coating to an inch, low 24. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain, 1 to 2 inches tomorrow, high 34. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 12 at O'Hare, 21 along the lakefront. Next news at 6:30, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Grow My Retirement with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth. Tune in Saturday afternoons at 2 for Grow My Retirement with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hi,
ding,
good
ding,
morning. How are you?
Top of the morning.
Yes. Talking about Jussie Smollett, we're going to take a little break from that. We have something happening that's huge a week from today. Guess what that is?
Oh, let's see. Your trip to Cancun, Mexico? Where?
Nueva Vallarta? Yeah.
Oh, is that where you're going?
No, the mayoral race.
Oh, right.
We'll have that at 6:36. They had a mayoral forum last night. And wait until you hear what Lori Lightfoot did. God bless her. She's a little
If
tough
you could
cookie.
read her mind, love.
What a tale. Now, this is when you get that song ready. What a tale my thought would tell. Sing it, Bruce.
Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstores sell. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is another song that I sing, and I don't have any other ones. All right, so yesterday was like the opening day of spring training.
Yes,
I guess.
very exciting.
And,
are you a Cubs fan or a Sox fan?
Nothing. No, I'm a fan of myself. And
well, we know that.
Yeah. So I mean,
most people are Cub fans.
I grew up on WGN. No more.
Sinclair Broadcasting.
Sinclair.
Go Sinclair.
Sinclair. Yeah, Cubs are having a PR problems. One thing is they started this new network that's being subsidized by Sinclair,
right,
which is the evil empire. And also remember they had a player, Daniel Murphy, who wasn't in favor of gay marriage, and also Addison Russell's on the team.
Well, you know what? Addison Russell had a great press conference on Friday. Nobody saw it because of the Aurora shooting.
Right.
And we're all very sad that happened. But I'm saying we didn't hear from Addison Russell, and I guess he was very contrite and very apologetic. And he's looking forward, and he's doing things to improve himself.
Right.
And control his temper.
And Theo Epstein was saying, it's such angst. 50% of the people I rely on was saying, get rid of them. 50% were saying, give them another chance. So, give me credit for my angst. Okay, Theo. Anyway, yesterday, Tom Ricketts, had to make the opening statement on the Cubs at spring training. You think it's going to be about the fact that the Cubs, for example, have the third slowest pitching staff. Only Yu Darvish can actually throw with any velocity. They don't have anybody with any velocity, and they don't have a catcher who can frame pitches. That's why all the experts are saying they're not going to win more than 80 games this year. But no, people didn't want to talk about that because sports journalists are socially conscious right now. And I want to thank Dan Bernstein of The Score for giving me that idea about the pitching staff. Got to give credit where it's due.
we
they're
talked
socially
about
conscious.
this.
They're
Right.
socially conscious. So the first 15 minutes are taken up with questions about the fact that the patriarch of the family, Joe Ricketts, who doesn't really have anything to do with the team, except, of course, he funded the whole
he
darn
funded
thing.
the team.
He funded the whole thing. Joe Ricketts had these anti-Muslim emails that jokes about Muslims and all that stuff, and he had to apologize for it. He already did. But Tom Ricketts then yesterday had to say, well, that's not what we're all about.
Our family was never raised that way. I've never heard my father say anything that was even remotely racist.
And we had a stack of them, and Quinn, our producer, printed them, and I read through them. And they were mostly emails that were sent to him.
But did he
from
forward
his
some
friend.
of them?
Yes, he did.
And did he laugh at them?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's.
Did he tell any jokes
how
himself?
How did they get those emails in the first place? That's what's no one has a right to privacy anymore.
WikiLeaks. Roger Stone got them with the Russians.
Oh, is this all about Russian collusion?
No question about it.
I'll collusion your fusion. Here, Todd said more.
Like, it's easy to take, some emails and try to paint a picture, but we know who my father is, and we know that he's not the person that some of the articles want to make him to be.
Yeah, well, he laughed at Muslim jokes. Now, here's the thing. But the sports journalists, because, they're social justice warriors, they feel guilty that they're covering sports. So they've got to really dig on this thing and spend the first 15 minutes on that. When, in fact, of course, are the Cubs even going to have Joe Madden by the end of the season? But no, forget about that. For 15 minutes, we got to go with this. And, if they're going to dig, I'd like them to dig a little deeper. Because you know that who Tom Ricketts had to meet with in order to have the rapprochement with the Muslims? He had to meet with the Council of American and
Yeah.
Islamic relations, CARE.
Yeah, and they released some pictures of their meeting
Except
that they
you know
had.
who CARE is? I mean, you tell me. I'd like somebody to do a little digging here. How much is CARE linked with Hamas, Hezbollah? How does CARE feel about gays? I'd like to know about that. And if you say that, well, maybe they fund things or they're linked. Well, you know, Joe Ricketts doesn't run the Cubs. He just funded them. So if you're going to tether Joe Ricketts to the Chicago Cubs, can we tether CARE to Hezbollah? I ask you that, Siafa Lewis, whoever you are.
Well, the executive
5 Sports
director of the CARE that you speak of, Ahmed Rahab, said that he found Ricketts to be genuine in partnering with them to make a change. So what they're going to do is they're going to start anti-bullying campaigns. They're going to have some of the Chicago Cubs talk about race relations on PSAs. Better gird your loins.
We talked about this isn't about just a PR savvy move to do damage control. And I think Tom was genuine in sharing our sentiment.
Okay.
So do you support Hezbollah, sir?
No.
Do you support Hamas?
Are you sure about that,
Do
or
you
is that
support
conjecture
gays?
on your part?
How about the Muslim Brotherhood? I'd just like to know. Because there's
think
always
you're
been these
making
links.
this up.
And if we're going to link Joe Ricketts to and tie the Jussie Smollett noose around Tom Ricketts' neck right now, crafty beaver that I am with my metaphors, then I would ask that question. I don't know what the answer is.
Also in the meeting was Asha Binbeck. She's a lifelong Cubs fan who started going to the games as a kid.
We want to make sure that we're not necessarily looking at what happened in the past, but we're trying to make steps to move forward.
So is this just a PR stunt, or is this genuine? 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick question. Because also, so they've agreed on 3 community initiatives, including the anti-bullying efforts, diversity and inclusion training, and scholarships. So Muslim community is going to get some scholarships out of the Ricketts for this as a way to make nicey nice and play nice in the sandbox. Also, I present to you, they are going to let notable Muslims throw out the first pitch at the games and sing the 7th inning stretch. Now, who should be throwing out the first pitch? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line.
I'm not going to get anywhere near this one.
No, I mean, it's just one of those stories where you're like,
yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to throw out the first pitch and do the 7th inning stretch, by all means, they should be forced to sing the national anthem.
I'll tell you. You know who's going to declare himself a Muslim? Tom Dreesen. I can get that gig, that 7th inning stretch. Yes, I'm Tom L. Dreesen from Harvey. Yes, I am going. He will do that. Oh, yeah. No question, Tom Dreesen's now a Muslim.
Yeah. Let's go to Candace, who joins us from Mount Pleasant. Hi, Candace.
Hi, I'm with you, Amy. I said the minute that Dan and you guys started talking about this a couple weeks ago, and then it got hidden with all this Smollett stuff. This is a hit job. The person who gave them the emails is in the government, probably deep state. They want to target the Ricketts, and they did so with the plan of this whole Muslim Sharpton. I mean, let's face it, CARE is the new Al Sharpton, okay? CARE is the new Shakedown. And every time, and the reason why they do it is because they're trying to perpetuate their agenda, and look at what they're getting out of it. If I were those sons, I would stop wussing out, and I'd say, how the hell did somebody get into our server?
No, you don't understand, Candace. They're the couple of love-loves. They're wusses. They're wusses.
Stop.
I'm agreeing with you.
They need to say, we are hiring. They should hit back and say, we are hiring somebody very sophisticated to find out who the hell did this to us, because this is a hit job, and that's how they should
Candace,
frame it for themselves.
Candace, do you think one of the sports writers should have asked Tom Ricketts, the people that you met with, how do they feel about Representative Omar's non-apology?
Oh,
how do they feel about that? Yeah, Ricketts, you little slimy, little stinking. I hope the Cubs finish with only 40 wins this year.
Thanks, Candace, for the phone call. There's also, I told you about the Cubs players having to do PSAs that raise awareness against racism. And Ricketts said the organization is going to make sure they follow up on all these initiatives that they're working with CARE on. Let's go to, let me drop that call. Thanks, Candace, again. And let's go to Joe in Hoffman Estates. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, guys. I think it would be only fair for Louis Farrakhan to throw out the first pitch.
and
to Theo
give one of
Epstein.
his 4-hour. He
Yeah.
should give a 4-hour speech though before before he throws it.
See, now we're going to get accused of,
No, but I'm
being
saying,
in
what
favor
they
of the
said-
fringe element, or
No.
saying that all Muslims are Farrakhanites, which is
No,
not
that's
true.
not true. But they brought this upon themselves. I mean, they said they're going to bring high-profile Muslims in to throw out the first pitch and sing the seventh inning
All the
stretch.
Cubs want to do is make some money and get along with everybody and
And hand out scholarships. Why can't the Swedish community get scholarships?
You're not a discreet and insular minority. You have all the jobs. Look at you.
No, we have all the height.
Yes.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson, and you'll have to wait until spring to get the outside of your house painted, but winter, perfect opportunity to get your interior painted. You know, people walk into my kitchen and ask, Amy, did you get new cabinets? No, I save myself thousands of dollars by simply having them painted by the experts at CertaPro Painters. So cross the first project off your 2019 to-do list. CertaPro Painters will ensure a beautiful transformation of your home. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered. In-home with a color consultation or online with their color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting experts. You can schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Get a free estimate at CertaPro.com or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. The working class is the backbone of our society. Because of sky-high taxes, Chicago working class is being forced to run for the hills for cities that are more open and tax-friendly. The laws should apply to everyone, not just a few. I propose that politicians who pass insane tax laws give up a portion of their own paycheck as a penalty.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
When it's cold outside, you can dress for it. But when your furnace gives out, hey, a blanket fort can only do so much. So call your local 1-Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. We'll replace your old furnace with a new high-efficiency one. And that beats a bunch of blankets any day. Right now, cozy up to big savings on a complete heating system. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Comfort is just a call away. Call 1-HOUR.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jim Keene Jr. of the Mail House, Inc., a family-owned and operated digital print mail house with a specialty in political advertising and a customer of Signature Bank. We knew that getting a loan to buy our business wouldn't be easy, so we turned to one of our trusted friends for a referral. She told us about the outstanding level of customer service her business received at Signature Bank since becoming one of their first customers in 2006. Today, we couldn't be happier. Not only did Signature help us finance the purchase of the mail house, but they supported our growth as we modernized our operations in mailing as well as from traditional to digital printing. If you're looking for a great bank to grow your business, take a look at Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Yes.
Yeah, Balance of Nature. You know who's taken Balance of Nature? Abel and Ola.
Who are they?
The Nigerian brothers who are ripped.
Well,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
cut.
No.
Yes, yes.
We don't know if they are, but
It's
if
a
you
great
decided
testimonial.
to work out and took Balance of Nature, I'm telling you, you would lose weight, you would feel better, and you might get some muscle tone.
I'll tell you.
You
Maybe
might keep it real, keep it tight.
maybe Balance of Nature gives $3,500 to these guys to do a promo for them. I'm doing this gratis. Like it or not, it's cold and flu season in Chicago. Just look around the office. Everyone's coughing and sneezing and sniffling. And if you want to avoid getting sick, then you know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy. It's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air, and I can tell you this. They are 100% real. Amy spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature, and he showed her the emails and played the voicemails of Real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code Chicago. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Chicago for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
AM 560, The Answer.
We just got a text message. I don't even know if I should read it, but you know what? I don't care anymore. Does this mean that Charlie Hebdo night at Wrigley Field is canceled?
Oh, man.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Mike Scott's not laughing. Let's go to Brian, who joins us from Pingree Grove.
Pingree.
Hey, Bruce. Hey, Amy. Good morning.
Hi.
Top of the morning.
Who's going to throw out the first pitch as far as the Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood? How about who is without sin shall throw out the first pitch? Does anybody qualify in that arena?
Oh, very good, very good. You know,
who's going to do the PSAs that raise awareness against racism?
You keep reminding me to
I mean,
go see my urologist every time you see a PSA.
No, is it going to be Tony Rizzo? Who's it going to be? Addison Russell? I mean, who are they going to choose to be the face?
Friendly.
Who is Muslim?
Players.
Is there a Muslim?
Thank you, guys.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you there. I know you got a life. Philip McAllister tweets to me. First, someone please tell Rickety Ruckets that Islam is not a race. Second, CARE is the Muslim Brotherhood's PR firm, just as Jerry Adams and Sinn Féin were to the IRA.
You shouldn't equate CARE to the Muslim Brotherhood. How do you know that? You don't know that. You're just saying this is conjecture on your part. You got to keep the facts real, man.
All I'm saying is,
don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Is CARE at all? I'm asking the question.
All right.
Is CARE linked to any of these terrorist groups?
No.
Do they support in any way, shape, or form? Because are they more or less related to these terrorist groups than Joe Ricketts, the patriarch who doesn't run the Chicago Cubs,
What I want
is
to know
related
is how
to the
these
Cubs?
emails got leaked in the first place.
Well,
Does
as we
anybody
said,
know?
Weren't you speculating that it was
Mike
the DNC?
Scott, do you have any idea how these emails got linked? Come on, help a sister out.
No.
Anybody?
There was a left-leaning website that was first to reveal, but they did not reveal how they received the
That's
emails.
right. God bless you,
And
Mike.
oh, by the
Thanks
way,
for coming to work today.
Federal Judge Jorge Solis has documented evidence, and this is Federal Judge Jorge Solis, documented evidence as part of an exploratory lawsuit that shows links between CARE and the Holy Land Foundation Islamic Association for Palestine and Hamas. This dates back to the investigation into the Holy Land Foundation in Dallas about 10 years ago. Yeah. So
you are a
I
racist,
thought the CARE offices
Mike
were raided
Scott.
at some point in time.
Well, then we just need to accept the facts that federal judges and others involved in lawsuits in the Holy Land Foundation, which you can go and look online, cited at that point that there were connections between the Holy Land Foundation, Hamas, and CARE.
And my question to you is, what prominent Muslim is going to read the first news story of your next newscast? Because you can make amends for making that connection,
Our
however
text line-
tenuous it may be.
Blah. Our text line's always busy. This is the best tweet. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to laugh. Who will throw out the first pitch, Amy? Obama will throw out the first pitch.
In his grandma jeans or mom jeans, whatever.
I'm sorry.
At Kaminsky Field. Which he's already done.
All right. Are you done now?
Thank you for letting me talk about sports. Remember, our top story is, are the Cubs going to get a pitcher with velocity?
Hey, folks, it's not too late. Winter is in full swing here in Chicago, and you're probably sick and tired of the polar vortex. Thank gosh I have it on the board. Yes. We're heading to Mexico. Sunny Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. That's where we're heading with Apple Vacations. This means, hey, Quinn.
Turn it down.
Hot down the music.
Hey,
okay.
Bob Marley! Tone it down! I got a hangover from the Mai Tais.
We're heading to Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico with Apple Vacations, and you're invited to come along with us April 6th through April 13th. We'll be staying at the Maraval Residence Luxury Resort in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico.
Can I watch the Masters?
It's
while I'm
an
there?
all-inclusive resort. Oh, yeah, that's right. Just 10 minutes from the airport in Puerto Vallarta. 6 gourmet restaurants, 2 bars serving unlimited premium drinks. You should go online and see this place. Honestly, the rooms are bigger than my house. 1,400 square feet.
Why don't you make me envious? Because I'm going to be stuck in the studio with Sean from Elmwood Park.
Are you guys going to make out this time?
Yes.
24-hour room service. Again, 9 golf courses nearby the Flamingo Golf Course. You would like that. I'll be thinking about you when I tee it up on the third
Do you
hole.
have to tee off on one leg at the Flamingo Golf
Yeah,
Course?
exactly.
Yeah.
You can also snorkel, play tennis, or head to the spa. And right now, people pay attention. You can enter to win a trip for 2 to join us by going to 560theanswer.com/passport. Click on the Enter to Win button. That's 560theanswer.com/passport. And that's also where you can go to get more information about booking your trip. It would make a great gift, birthday gift to your loved one. Don't buy gifts anymore. Buy experiences. Come with us to Puerto Vallarta and Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. 560theanswer.com/passport. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, she packs a punch. Lori Lightfoot had her press conference stormed by a man. She's going to join us next and tell us exactly what happened and how she shut him down. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
13 degrees at 6:30 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Senator Bernie Sanders is throwing his hat in the ring, announcing his 2020 presidential bid. The Vermont Independent broke the news in an interview this morning on Vermont Public Radio. However, Washington Post Associate Editor Eugene Robinson tells us he believes it will be a tougher run for Sanders this time.
Bernie comes in with a base. I mean, he already has a base. He's run nationwide. He's got people out there in every state who are going to be back on the Bernie train.
16 states are teaming up to sue the Trump administration over declarations of national emergency on the southern border. California Attorney General Xavier Becerra.
Separation of powers has been around for a long time. A first-year law student could argue this case for us.
President announcing the emergency last week. A man is dead after a fight with a police officer at the Hawaii State Capitol building late Monday. The man, said to be in his 20s, tried to choke the deputy. Then another deputy shot him. That incident is under investigation. West Virginia teachers are ready to go out on strike again today. They're opposed to a proposed new rule that would take money away from public schools, they say, and create the state's first charter schools. This morning, noted fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld is dead at the age of 85. The German designer lived in Paris, died earlier today. He was the creative director for Chanel. Illinois State Police confirming the suspected gunman in the Aurora shooting was wrongly issued a gun license. Authorities say Gary Martin was able to obtain an Illinois FOID card and purchase the gun used in the deadly shooting in spite of having a felony conviction in Mississippi on his record. A Buddhist monk is accused of sexually abusing 2 children over a decade ago at a temple on Chicago's north side. Police say Sripai Bayadnak was arrested last week in Nevada on a warrant and then extradited to Chicago. One man is dead after being shot at a tent city homeless encampment in Chicago's South Loop. And Evergreen Park police are asking for the public's help in locating a 14-year-old boy who's been missing for more than a week. Zachariah Anderson, police describe as a chronic runaway, was last seen February 7th. Alex DeBrincat, a hat trick. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Senators 8-7 at the United Center. The news, a service of Accountemps. When you could use help closing your books and need additional staff, it's time to call Accountemps. They can provide you with bookkeepers and other accounting and finance professionals on a temporary or project basis and fast. Call Accountemps, a Robert Half company. 6:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Do you own or run a thriving business in the Chicagoland area? Have you overcome obstacles to make your business what it is today? If that's your business, then AM 560 wants to tell your story on the AM 560 Business Tour, presented by Signature Bank. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson will be broadcasting live from businesses all around Chicagoland, telling success stories of thriving, successful businesses. Hey, if that's you, tell us about it. Visit 560theanswer.com/business and submit your information. That's am560theanswer.com/business.
The following is a paid political announcement.
We are ready for Fioretti.
I'm former Alderman Bob Fioretti asking for your vote. As Alderman, I work for you, not the insiders. I'll do the same as mayor. If you're tired of the corruption as I am, the violent crime, the insider deals, then you're ready for Fioretti. I'll fight for what I've always fought for, creating jobs, no property tax increase, term limits, more police officers, and much more. Punch 35 for Bob Fioretti for mayor. Thank you.
We are ready for Fioretti.
Paid for by friends of Bob Fioretti.
When weather hits, the right wiper blades make all the difference. That's when the Michelin Man is on your side, helping you see better and drive safer with new Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. Designed with exclusive SmartFlex technology or frameless beam design, Michelin blades flex to the curve of your windshield, giving you unparalleled, streak-free, long-lasting, all-season performance. So when the going gets tough, be ready with Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. It's a difference you can see. Available at Walmart and other fine retailers.
Hi, I'm attorney Stephen Leahy, and I help business owners, 1099 employees, and those with unfiled tax returns solve their IRS problems. And I'm also the host of the IRS Radio Hour.
And I'm Jim Leahy, the co-host of the IRS Radio Hour, heard right here every Sunday evening at 5 on AM 560.
The Answer. I know you want a local attorney you can look in the eye and hold accountable for solving your IRS problem, not some big box outfit without a Chicago connection. So today we have a special offer. A good night's sleep.
A good night's sleep? Are you trying to give away a pillow?
Great guess, Jim. But no, I want to help people solve the problems that are keeping them up at night. If you fear the IRS will take away your money, freeze your bank account, garnish your wages, visit your home or job, and now they can take away your passport, you need to hire me to solve your IRS problem for good.
Call attorney Stephen Leahy, your Chicago IRS answer man at 312-664-6649, 312-664-6649, and get the IRS out of your business and your life for good.
6:36, a check on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
In Elk Grove Village, Devon remains closed between Lively and Fussy down power lines on northbound 83 at Devon. Right lane is blocked. Eden's inbound delay started 2E. 30 minutes, Lake Hook to Montrose, southbound 20. Kennedy, now 35 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 13 from Montrose, 8 from the Express. Outbound 26 minutes to the airport. John Eisenhower, 38 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 31. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan is 22 minutes, 95 to downtown. I-57, 18 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishopport, 24. Crash, 111th to the left lane. Tollways are okay. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Sunshine this morning, then turning cloudy and chilly, a high near 30 this afternoon. Overcast and on and off snow late in the evening. Untreated surfaces will be slippery overnight, low 24. And snow and ice accumulation tomorrow, 1 to 3 inches, and a high of 34. Currently 12. Next news at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
They call it a selfie. I can't even say the word without sweating. I can't stand the word.
On AM 560.
I call it taking a lonely.
But first, let me take a selfie.
The Answer.
1 week from today, the mayoral elections and aldermanic elections. I have 9 people running for in my 47th ward there for alderman, and I don't like any of them.
I haven't voted.
I don't know what I'm going to have to. I have to investigate that a little more.
Last 47th Ward alderman I remember is John Holan, who of course was famous for wanting to replace the Picasso statue with the statue of Ernie Banks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is a look at aldermanic history
with Bruce Wolf. Bruce Wolf filling in for Dan Proft. Thanks for being here. Last night on WTTW we had another forum And people hit Bill Daley pretty hard about that parking meter deal and how much money he received.
Did you give your brother advice about the parking meter deal?
I did not. No, I was not involved in that.
It was good business for your family.
No.
It was terrible business for Chicagoans.
Susanna, that's a lie.
JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley, of course, which had another Daley working for them, then went after the business in Pittsburgh. It's the only people who are profiting from the parking meter deal are the investment companies that have invested in the deal.
And that voice belongs to Paul Vallas, who, by the way, yesterday was endorsed by the Chicago Republican Party.
Yeah, but he's endorsed by teachers, too. So
well, the former
Chicago
teachers union, but the current teachers union's endorsing Preckwinkle.
He's not a Republican.
Speaking of Preckwinkle, why is she still hanging around and talking and supporting Joe Barrios?
You continue to steadfastly support former assessor Joe Barrios. How come?
You know, I'm president of the county. And as president of the county, I have to work with 11 separately elected officials. One of those elected officials was Joe Barrios, assessor.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
And I learned something. I did not know that Susana Mendoza was so close to Alderman Burke that she got married in his house.
Not officially.
Why did you get married at Alderman Burke's house?
So because in my family, my mother and my father's heritage is Mexican, it's very common as a Mexican tradition that we do a small civil service. Our real wedding was a week later in the church.
My stepdad was Mexican. I have no idea what she's talking
that's
about.
a
And I lived in El
non-sequitur.
Paso. I went to thousands of weddings.
It's a non-sequitur. Why?
What does that mean?
Well,
Mexican? What?
Oh, the real wedding was in the church, but the one for my
'Cause you're
political
Mexican?
patron is with Ed Burke. Yeah, all right.
All right. And the bottom line is Bill Daley a cheater. Everybody
Well,
says
the question
he cheated.
is, this Tribune story about whether he cheated on his insurance exam way back when, and Phil Ponce asked the question.
Did you cheat?
No. If you read the article, there was no allegation that I did anything in that event 46 years ago.
No, except though there is an allegation that that he left some of the spaces blank and somebody else filled in the spaces for him. Look, I confess, you know that I took the SAT for Derek Rose and I took the bar exam for Richie Daley after he flunked it 3 times, and then he becomes the state's attorney and I can't even get a job as a state's attorney, assistant state's attorney. Where's the fairness in that?
Well, you're
But
just a hot mess over there, aren't
I
you?
just love, isn't it great how Bill Daley sounds just like Richie
I know.
or Richard J. They're all from the same cloth. Can we get somebody new in here?
Willie Wilson?
If Republican for lower taxes on the citizen, I'm Republican. If Democrat for lower prices on citizen, I'm a Democrat. All right?
Okay. But yesterday, something that piqued my interest, I don't know if you saw it, but I presented it to you today. Lori Lightfoot, who, by the way, I like any candidate who was in the mayoral race before Rahm Emanuel decided not to run. The rest of those people who are jumping in are cowards compared to Lori Lightfoot, Paul Vallas, Gary McCarthy. They were all in before he decided not to run. But she had a press conference yesterday, and something happened, and she's joining us on our Turnkey.pro answer line to tell us what happened and what she did. Good morning, Lori, and thanks so much for joining us again.
No, it's my pleasure to be on.
Yeah, so what happened yesterday?
Well,
I thought I'd let you
Rod
tell the
Martwick-
story, so, you know.
Yeah, Rod Martwick thought he was going to show up and try to mansplain all over me, and he got a little bit of shock because this woman is not going to be bullied.
Could I
Listen,
mansplain
Martwick-
something to you, Ms. Lightfoot? Let me mansplain
Please.
something to you.
Careful
Here's what
there.
happens. Richard
Careful
All right. Hey, you don't have any prosecutorial powers anymore, right? Okay. All right. So Richard Martwick he wants to make the county assessor's job, or he introduced legislation. I've seen Robert, all these Martwicks, and he wants to make it an appointed position. He introduced legislation because we had all this corruption with Barrios and everything like that. So he comes in and he confronts Lori Lightfoot. He basically hijacks the whole thing. And how did you handle the mansplainer?
Well, look, he is trying to undercut Fritz Kagi. He wants to make that an appointed position at the end of Kagi's first term, so he wouldn't even have the opportunity to run for re-election, and the voters wouldn't have any choice. That is typical broken machine politics, and I don't stand for that. So I had a press conference to call out his patron, Tony Preckwinkle, and he was sent over by the Preckwinkle campaign to try to call me out, and he thought he was going to intimidate me. But I stood toe-to-toe with him. And frankly, I think the City Hall press corps saw it for what it was, which is a stunt intended to undermine me, but it horrifically backfired on him. Mark Wick is a guy who dwells in the shadows. He's never faced the kind of scrutiny that he faced yesterday. And I'm just guessing that he's never going to do something that's stupid again.
I mean, it was a political ambush, and it completely, as you said, backfired on him. And you believe he was sent by Tony Preckwinkle?
No question about it. He admitted after saying, no, I just heard about it, and I happened to show up at the Union League Club at the precise time of your press conference. And then he admitted under cross-examination from Franz Spielman. And you know what that's like.
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, yeah,
Oh,
well,
boy.
maybe I got a text from them, but I was already here. And they're like, oh, we don't agree with this. Well, if you don't agree, why are you sending your water boy over to the Union League Club?
Franz Spielman for U.S. Attorney. So, the thing is then Preckwinkle has to, of course, do the little two-step and say, "Oh, I'm in favor of an elected assessor." Right? That's what you said.
Once again, after she gets caught, she does a 180. This is typical of her throughout this campaign. She does the wrong thing, and the only time she actually fesses up and goes in the right direction is after she gets caught in public and has to change course.
You know what
typical.
You know what I love is that you hear that debate yesterday, and it's Daley and Mendoza, and they're all together, and of course the underlying theme of this is that Rahm is no longer there, and then you think about how everybody's connected, and they were all connected to each other, to Burke and all that.
Yep.
They're all connected to Rahm too. Because do people realize that Rahm raised money for the Dailies so that Richie could get into office, and then Rahm is paid back by getting the vigorish on a deal between Rauner and Bill Daley so that he's got $15 million? It's the sachet they do, the two-step like Preckwinkle did yesterday, back and forth and back and forth. And I'm not any Democrat or anything like that, but I got a feeling that if I lived in Chicago, I might vote for Lori Lightfoot. What do you think of that?
I'm hoping that people take a look at the broken political machine and the different factions fighting to maintain the status quo. That's exactly what we saw play out last night, and it's been playing out since these folks found political courage after Goliath was slayed and jumped in. And I'm hoping, frankly, that people are sick and tired of the same old, and want change. And if they want change, I'm their candidate.
Wow. So what are you doing? Are you going on WTTW tonight? Is this your turn?
I'm on tonight.
Okay.
Yep.
Who are you on with?
I'm on with Chico, Amara Enya, LaShawn Ford, and I think Gary McCarthy.
Yeah. And Laura America First Daily, I believe, is. Oh no.
What did
He's
you
a
say?
Laura America First Daily. It's a candidate from the past.
So, Lori, for those of us who don't know, I mean, where are you from? Chicago? Or I know that your resume, but where'd you grow up and all that?
I've lived in Chicago for over 32 years. When I came here to go to law school at the University of Chicago.
Well, where did you live before that, Carpetbagger? Where did you live before that?
Bruce.
Kidding.
Well, I grew up in a small town in Ohio, about 60 miles south of Cleveland. Okay. And if you know about high school football, you know about the mighty Massillon Tigers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Really good football there.
Okay, so what town was it? What did you?
Massillon.
Yeah. I was born in Dover, Ohio.
Massillon.
Okay.
The mighty Massillon Tigers.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Good
and,
enough.
What's your sell here? What do you want people to know about you?
Well, I think what people ought to know
we have a
is
week
that
to go.
I'm a true independent person. I'm not part of the baggage of the broken political machine. I didn't spend my professional career trying to climb that ladder. I've been in public service, helped run the police department, the 911 center, city's procurement department, and more recently, I've been a champion for police reform and accountability, both in my role as a leader of the Police Accountability Task Force and as the president of the Chicago Police Board. And what you're going to get with me is somebody who's going to tell you the truth, who's not going to cut corners to fit the political machine. I'm going to be working on behalf of the people.
Do you have any comment on the Jussie Smollett case?
Well, I think what this shows us is, frankly, the police department is working diligently to get to the bottom of this. And I think that the full story hopefully will be revealed in a few days. But look, I think we have to make sure that we don't jump to conclusions and that we let the police department do its work. And they've been very diligent on this issue. I take very seriously any claim of a hate crime, and I hope that we'll understand if that's in fact what happened. or something very, very different was the case.
Yeah, because he went, I mean, Chicago police took him from being a victim now to not even being a suspect. He's just, they want to talk to him at the first chance possible, but he's lawyered up, so they have to go through his attorneys now. So
that's a pejorative to say that
you worry about is when you got a guy who makes these very serious allegations, but then refuses to cooperate, won't turn over his cell phone. Look, I'm an old prosecutor. That's a big red flag to me.
Yeah. And he made Chicago look bad. I mean, people have talked about this story all around the world.
Yep, it did. It rang from, sea to shining sea and beyond. And as I said, we have to commend the police department for being incredibly diligent, tracking down every lead, particularly when this guy was not fully cooperative.
Yep. All right, Lori Lightfoot, thank you so much for joining us. And have fun tonight. We'll be playing your sound bites tomorrow from your forum on WTTW.
Great. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. The markets reopened today. The Supreme Court hears return to sender case, and New Zealand prepares to tax Google and Facebook. Those stories next.
Hi, this is Alexander Green, Chief Investment Strategist for the Oxford Club. Just for a moment, I'd like you to picture the perfect stock. No doubt it would have hundreds of billions in revenue, more than IBM, Facebook, and Google. It would probably be a leader in cutting-edge technology like smartphones and robotics. It would be on the verge of dozens of blockbuster announcements. But most of all, it would be ultra cheap, trading at less than $3 a share. Now, it may seem crazy that such a stock exists, but it does. It's a cutting-edge tech company that has made deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars with Nokia, Microsoft, and Cisco, and a $29.2 billion deal with Apple. It's set to create 50,000 new jobs right here in America, and Donald Trump even calls it the eighth wonder of the world. Yet you've likely never even heard of the stock. Why? Because it trades under a secret name. To find out why the secret $3 stock can help you retire, simply go to onestockretirement.com. That's onestockretirement.com.
The U.S. Supreme Court today hearing arguments in a David Goliath case. A Birmingham, Alabama businessman argues the Postal Service stole his patent and then tried to put him out of business. Wall Street resumes normal trading after being closed yesterday to observe the President's Day holiday. Japan's Minister Shinzo Abe nominated President Trump for this year's Nobel Peace Prize for his work on North Korea, the Japanese leader not saying anything publicly. On Monday, New Zealand announced new taxes aimed at online giants Google and Facebook. The tech companies have been paying little or no taxes on business in New Zealand. That changes now. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 o'clock and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why can't more things in life be customizable? Why can't I buy Neapolitan ice cream without strawberry? Can't I just have the chocolate and vanilla flavors I'm comfortable with? Do people even want a fruity ice cream flavor sandwiched right between the classics?
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you can save. Liberty. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
AmericanEagle.com has been fortunate to develop thousands of business websites over the past 15 years. Businesses just like yours. Don't think because they advertise on the radio and mention big clients like Portillo's, WeatherTech, and Dairy Queen that they won't give your small to medium-sized business the same great service. Small and medium-sized companies are a huge part of AmericanEagle.com's clients. AmericanEagle.com's continued success is because they're capable of a wide range of projects from small to extremely large. They view all clients as long-term partners on every internet endeavor. When you're looking for an experienced and reputable partner for any of your internet-related projects, consider AmericanEagle.com. They'll likely be able to show you a project they've already done that's similar to what your company needs. AmericanEagle.com, the only name you need to know for website development, hosting, and maintenance. You can reach AmericanEagle.com on the web or at 773-NETWORK. That's 773-NETWORK.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I believe that your company has the answer because I've been through cancer treatment and knowing what it does to the body, and oh my, if that's all that medical science has to offer, there must be a better way, and I think the better way is knowing what to eat and getting it. I do notice that I have less inflammation. I feel like when I'm taking Balance of Nature, I'm getting fruits and vegetables more than what I would ordinarily get. I like when I open up the bottles, you can really smell the fruits and vegetables. I mean, I know I'm getting fruits and vegetables.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
If your company has a 401k plan, you should know that in 2017 alone, the Department of Labor assessed damages of over $682 million against more than 65% of the business 401k plans it investigated. This represents an average monetary demand from the officers of over $600,000, excluding legal costs and time answering to the federal government. For a limited time, the accredited investment fiduciaries of Clear Financial Strategies are offering AM560 listeners a fiduciary review of their business 401k plan. Don't be a victim of potential neglect by your current providers. For the greatly reduced price of $250, owners and officers can have peace of mind knowing the level of fiduciary compliance of their plan. Call now to take advantage of this limited time, no obligation offer. For your company's fiduciary review, call 855-972-9564. That's 855-972-9564. Or visit clearfinancialstrategies.com.
Another school year is about to wrap up, and you need to start thinking about what activities your son or daughter will be involved with during summer break. You want them to have fun this summer, but at the same time have some structure to be prepared for the next school year. Introduce them to St. John's Northwestern Experience in the beautiful Lake Country region of southeast Wisconsin with summer OPS, opportunities for personal success. 5 intensive weeks of learning and training. Young men and women grades 7 to 12 get an opportunity to advance academically in the structured and supportive environment of a military boarding school and at the same time be involved in an exciting summer adventure camp that inspires personal growth through a commitment to excellence in academics, leadership skills, spiritual and character development, and athletics and wellness. Camp St. John's Northwestern for your son or daughter with full boarding or day camp programs. Get more info at 1-800-SJ-CADET. That's 1-800-SJ-CADET or online at sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org.
AM 560, The Answer.
Perfect. So we just had Lori Lightfoot on, and when we think of Lightfoot, we think of Gordon Lightfoot and the Edmund Fitzgerald. Ready, Bruce?
I just wrote an instant parody during the commercial.
Let her rip.
She's running for mayor. She isn't a sailor, but I'm doing this song. You can see it's a little too loud. Lightfoot.
Quinn's new on the board.
That's okay.
The board. Good.
All right.
Can you pat it down a little, please? Well, let's just talk to him. Can you? All right, wait. Take 2. All right. Can we start with a little? Can you lower it? Thank you very much. All right. Here
Thank you. Appreciate it. She's running for mayor, she isn't a sailor, but I'm playing this song and you can sue me. She hates the machine, she's trying to make the scene. If you don't like my parody, you can do me. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. 30 seconds I had to write this thing.
I could have helped you finish the song. I didn't know what you were doing over there.
Stanzas.
Stanzas.
It's a Gordon Lightfoot
Speaking
song.
of politics, we have another old white man running for president, and his name is Senator Bernie Sanders.
By just operating inside the Beltway. The only way that I know well, first of all, I wanted to let the people of the state of Vermont know about this first. And what I promise to do is, as I go around the country, is to take the values that all of us in Vermont are proud of, our belief in justice, in community, in grassroots politics, and town meetings. That's what I'm going to carry all over this country. I think the current occupant of the White House is an embarrassment to our country. I think he is a pathological liar every day. He is telling
beep, 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 beep. So Larry David's going to get some work again. And
Yes,
Curb
you're darn right. That's
Curb-
exactly what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
And Curb has been off the air for like over a year now, I think.
Yeah, so that'll be good. He'll be appearing on Saturday Night Live, and then you'll
Yeah.
have Joe Biden. So it's going to be,
Yeah, it's going to be good.
it's going to be great.
How old will he be when his second term is done? I think
102?
I think he'll be as old as that sailor who dropped yesterday, the one who returned from World War II
Yeah,
and
we'll
took
have
the
that
woman on the
story
street.
because he had a date on that photo, by the way. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, 16 states, including Illinois, now suing to stop Trump's national emergency. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
State police confirmed the Aurora gunman was wrongly issued a gun license. Mayoral candidates going back and forth in a Channel 11 forum. Jason Van Dyke's lawyers object to a prison sentence challenge in investigating the death of a man shot at a tent city homeless encampment in the South Loop. Blackhawks over the Senators last night. WIND Chicago News Time, 7 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. Yet another senator joins the race for the White House. I'm Dave Anthony.
I'm Bernie Sanders. I'm running for president.
Picking up where he left off in 2016 when he won 23 states challenging Hillary Clinton. But this time around, it's a more crowded race in 2020. He is now the sixth senator to either announce or put together an exploratory committee. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave Sanders is vowing to fight against what he calls powerful special interests and form a grassroots movement the likes of which has never been seen in American history.
They may have the money and the power. We have the people.
In a nearly 11-minute long campaign video, he describes President Trump as
pathological liar, a fraud, a racist, a sexist, a xenophobe.
Sanders, who's raising money online, calling at least 1 million people to support his campaign. Dave?
Rachel, President Trump just tweeted, just as he predicted, open border Democrats and the radical left are challenging him in the Ninth Circuit courts.
Donald Trump is acting outside the law and declaring an emergency.
California Attorney General Javier Becerra and the AGs in 15 other states filed a lawsuit claiming the president has exceeded his legal authority, illegally diverting military funds to build more wall at the border.
Much of that money goes, for example, to the Army Corps of Engineers, which helps, quite honestly, a lot of states when they're in mode of helping folks who suffered from natural disasters.
Kids across West Virginia are getting a day off. Schools are closed because teachers are on strike again.
We're left no other choice. Our voice has been shut out.
Union President Fred Albert upset over a bill in the state legislature that would create charter schools. Teachers call it retaliation for last year's 9-day strike that got them raises. If you follow fashion, Karl Lagerfeld was an icon. He died this morning in Paris, believed to be 85 years old. Lagerfeld was creative director for Chanel and Fendi, making designs that became trends from high-end fashion to more affordable clothing and accessories. This is Fox News.
Sunrise in Chicago. It's good to say those words. 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Federal judge is expected to rule this morning on the city of Chicago's request to toss a lawsuit aimed at halting President Barack Obama's museum and library from being built in a public park. U.S. District Judge John Blakey heard oral arguments last week in the case, saying he would rule today. Protect Our Parks wants to stop the $500 million Obama Presidential Center from being built in their selected location. A ruling in favor of the group will signal the Obama Presidential Center is in real trouble. Illinois State Police are confirming that the suspected gunman in the Aurora shooting was wrongly issued a gun license. Authorities say Gary Martin was able to obtain a Illinois FOID card and purchase the gun used in the deadly shooting in spite of having a felony conviction in Mississippi on his record. More details emerging about allegations that actor Jussie Smollett paid two brothers to stage an attack on him last month in Chicago. Multiple news outlets are reporting Smollett orchestrated the attack because he was upset a threatening letter he received a week prior didn't get a bigger reaction. 5 candidates running for mayor of Chicago went head-to-head in a mayoral forum. Last night, during a televised forum on Channel 11, Susana Mendoza went after Bill Daley for his brother's decision to lease the city's parking meters.
Business for your family. It was terrible business for Chicagoans.
Susanna, that's a lie.
It's actually
You do not say
That's
that.
about as
That is
big of a-
totally untrue.
Mendoza, Preckwinkle, Daley, Vallis, and Wilson all sparred on ethics, taxes, and education. One man is dead after he was shot at a tent city homeless encampment in Chicago's South Loop. State police say the incident happened on an embankment near the Taylor ramp of the Dan Ryan Expressway. Chicago sports, Alex DeBrincat, a hat trick. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Senators 8-7 at the United Center. Brad Davidson, 18 points. Number 23, Wisconsin, holds on to beat Illinois in Madison 64-58, snapping the Fighting Illini's 4-game Big Ten winning streak. The news service of Accountemps, finding highly skilled accounting and finance professionals can be a challenge. Accountemps can help. With Accountemps' extensive network of accounting and finance contractors, you can be sure to find the right person for your exact hiring needs. Visit Accountemps.com to learn more. Accountemps is a Robert Half company. 7:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Winter stinks. Snow, ice, freezing temperatures. More snow. Escape Chicago and join Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. You'll stay at the Marvel Residences Luxury Resort in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. It's a beautiful, all-inclusive resort located between Rainforest Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Don't wait to book your Passport to Paradise trip with AM 560 and Apple Vacations. Visit 560theanswer.com/passport. That's 560theanswer.com/passport.
Some job recruitment sites overload your inbox with resumes. Glassdoor knows not just any will do. From 62 million job seekers, Glassdoor only matches you with qualified candidates who have the skills and experience your small business needs to grow. In fact, Glassdoor hires are 30% more likely to stay with your company longer, and Glassdoor can help you find that perfect candidate in half the resumes. Go to glassdoor.com/hire. Glassdoor. Find the right fit for your business.
How can a fully stocked restroom improve your image? How can serviced fire extinguishers or first aid cabinet make your employees more prepared? How can comfortable work apparel make your business more productive? For over 1 million customers, the answer is simple: Cintas. Cintas delivers everything you need to open your doors with confidence. Because helping keep businesses well-equipped, clean, and looking their best, that's our business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Chuck Spaveri, CEO of Spaveri's Custom Counters, a Chicagoland manufacturer of residential and commercial countertops. If there's a local commercial bank who knows how to get a deal done, it's Signature Bank. When my brother and I needed it, Signature Bank came through with a creative financing solution. That's because Signature Bank has experience working with companies like ours, a second-generation, family-owned and operated manufacturer. Our business matters to Signature Bank, and that comes through in every visit and every phone call with their team, right up to the bank's co-founders, Kevin, Mick, and Brian. Spaveri's is proud to bank with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tonight, why does Chicago vote for mayor in the middle of winter?
It's set up to discourage democracy.
Turns out it's contentious.
They're wrong. They're dead wrong. They're provably wrong.
Ben Bradley reports. WGN TV investigates tonight at 9.
7:07. Let's check the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
In Oak Brook Terrace, 2 ambulances have responded to southbound 83 at Butterfield due to a wreck. Farther north, 83 at Devon, there's a right lane closure for utility work, which has Devon blocked between Lively and Bussy down power lines. Police activity on the south side at 31st and Canal. Tri-State Tollway northbound, seeing delays from 95th to the Hinsdale Oasis, except from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Mount Eden's 30 minutes, Lake Cook Junction. Kennedy, 45 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 23 from Montrose, 17 on the Express. Dyke, 45 minutes, 390 to downtown. Stevenson, 50 minutes, 355 to the Drive. Ryan, 25 minutes from 95th to downtown. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center with our meteorologist Steve Williams.
A winter weather advisory goes into effect early Wednesday. Some sun today, then turning cloudy and chilly, high 30.
On and off snow late tonight, accumulating a coating to an inch, low 24. 1 to 2 inches tomorrow, some snow, sleet, and freezing rain. High tomorrow, 34. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 12 at O'Hare, 21 along the lakefront, 0 in Aurora. And your next news update is at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Let the games begin. Good morning, Amy Jacobson here. Bruce Wolf.
Good morning.
And for Dan Proft. He's on the base. Dun, 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 dun. The court battle against President Trump's national emergency declaration has begun, Bruce. 16 states, including Illinois, trying to stop Trump's national emergency funding from going through. Leading the charge is the Attorney General from the state of California.
Well, it's pretty clear that the president is trying to usurp Congress's authority. The president does not have the power of the purse. President can't decide to shuffle money around once Congress has allocated it. That's only for Congress to do. Otherwise, presidents for the last 240 years would have been doing the same thing when they don't like where Congress puts the money. Simply because Donald Trump fabricated a crisis and called it a national emergency doesn't mean that he can violate the separation of powers under the Constitution.
Where was your lawsuit against Obama when he used the pen and the phone? Answer me that, Mr. Attorney General.
You know, he knows the legal hurdles ahead, and he said so, that he's trading a battle in Congress for one in the courts.
Emergency, and we will then be sued, and they will sue us in the Ninth Circuit, even though it shouldn't be there, and we will possibly get a bad ruling, and then we'll get another bad ruling, and then we'll end up in the Supreme Court, and hopefully we'll get a fair shake, and we'll win in the Supreme Court.
And so on.
Sounded
and
like
so
my
on.
rabbi's sermon on Saturday.
But President Trump did say something in the Rose Garden on Friday that made people think, oh, this really isn't an emergency. He took the urgency, Bruce, out of the emergency. Listen to this soundbite. It's been 24 hours in the making.
On the wall, they skimped. So I was successful in that sense, but I want to do it faster. I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster.
That's the thing. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster.
Strike that. Strike that.
With more on this, let's welcome back to the program Freddie Gray, deputy editor of The Spectator, former literary editor of The American Conservative. Good morning, Mr. Gray. How are you?
Good morning. Very well indeed. How are you guys?
Good. So do you think President Trump is acting beyond his authority here?
I think constitutionally, particularly when he admits that it's not an emergency, he's stretching the definition of emergency, to put it mildly. But I mean, the problem with the whole idea of the executive in America is that it has been, emergency measures have been stretched and misused all the time. So in a sense, Trump's just doing what people before him have done, leaders before him have done.
I think the argument is joined over whether this is a military operation or not, the building of the wall, because you're entitled to do things, with the military, but the wall is essentially a civilian edifice, and it really stretches credulity, don't you think, to call it a military one?
Well, I think Trump's always liked the idea of calling in the military. I think that sort of appeals to his sense of himself as a man of action. I think the whole thing is stretching credulity to a certain extent. I think he's going to win the argument. I think, as he said, it's going to be a very boring legal fight. And he's going to be making the same point over and over again. And I think in terms of public opinion, I mean, this is more sort of hunch than polling, because the polling is ambiguous. But in terms of public opinion, I think he's making the right call. He's making the right bet.
I'm not sure about that because,
he's making the right call, but where is he going to get the funding from? Because that's the larger issue. Is he going to take it from the military? Is he going to take it from the Army Corps of Engineers?
Yeah, but the thing is that he's got his base. I mean, he's got to worry about his base because as Ann Coulter goes, so goes his base. So he does have to worry about that. But actually, the public isn't all that hot about building the wall. I think the public's wrong about it, but they're not all that hot about it.
What, 254
But I'm
miles
starting
in
to
place?
wonder, does he really need his base on this as much as people say? Because, I mean, where's the base going to go?
Not vote. They'll
They're
stay
gonna be-
home.
They're going to be voting for Trump.
They'll vote for Bernie. I don't know if you
they'll
heard it.
vote for Bernie.
He just announced that he's running for a second time for president. But do you think if President Trump's base, I just don't think they're going to stay home over this, Bruce. I have to, once you're a Trump supporter, you're a Trump supporter for life. That's how I feel. Do you agree, Freddie Gray?
Yes, I agree. And it's not like he hasn't fulfilled his other campaign pledges. I think he's, in terms of a politician who's campaigned on something and delivered, he's done a lot more than most. So I think the base, well, obviously Ann Coulter's not happy, and those two have got, it's got personal between them now. But I think in terms of the majority of people who voted for Trump don't necessarily think like Ann Coulter, however impressive she may be as a human being.
Well, I mean, she was at the roast for Rob Lowe, and so she's got a lot of cred there. But let me ask you this: on 60 Minutes, Andrew McCabe was on the other night, and I love the fact that you've got McCabe and Comey pointing fingers at each other. It's always great when you have the guys that you trust in the FBI and the Justice Department pointing fingers at each other as this whole thing, including the Mueller investigation, blows up. That was a question, actually.
Sorry, what was the question? I didn't hear it.
I'm sorry.
Because he didn't have one.
I didn't put a question mark at the end of it.
Well, let's play. No, here's part of that interview and the discussion about how the 25th Amendment came about.
A discussion of the 25th Amendment was simply Rod raised the issue and discussed it with me in the context of thinking about how many other cabinet officials might support such an effort.
Rosenstein was actually openly talking about whether there was a majority of the cabinet who would vote to remove the president.
That's correct. Counting votes or possible votes.
What seemed to be coursing through the mind of the Deputy Attorney General was getting rid of the President of the United States.
Well,
one way or another.
I can't confirm that, but what I can say is the Deputy Attorney General was definitely very concerned about the President, about his capacity, and about his intent at that point in time.
And Freddie, the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, he completely tells a different side to this story, that no, they did not do what McCabe said, correct?
Well, it's all so murky, isn't it? But the truth is there was undoubtedly a failed coup of some sort. There's been several sort of failed coup attempts on Trump, and I think what you have here is the winding up of a very, very exhausting story that's taken up so much media attention for the last couple of years. And we're probably going to be replacing it with an even more boring and exhausting story, which will be the Wall saga.
Actually, Andy McCarthy made an interesting point after having watched the interview. As great as Scott Pelley sounds when he asks these questions, he did ask McCabe about Russia, but he failed to ask what Trump really wanted. And what Trump wanted was for it to become public what Comey had told him privately, which was that Trump supposedly wasn't the subject of the Russian probe, even though Comey was lying because he was the subject of the Russian probe. Am I right about that, Freddie Gray?
Yeah, I think you are right. I think Trump has consistently wanted the truth to come out on this because the truth is actually more favorable to him than it is to his enemies.
No. And hopefully the Mueller investigation will wrap up anytime soon, maybe in my lifetime, Freddie?
Let's hope so. I've been hoping it's going to wrap up for the last 4 months, and people in Washington have told me that it's wrapping up, but it just seems to sort of linger on.
All right. Freddie Gray, thank you so much for joining us. Freddie Gray is the deputy editor of The Spectator, former literary editor of The American Conservative, and he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
The following is a paid political announcement.
A lot of deals have been the Chicago way of doing business. I've never been tied to Chicago political machine. As your next mayor, I propose a citizen review board made up of citizens law enforcement, city officials that will review the inner workings of City Hall on a quarterly basis. This open-door policy will clean up the old corrupt ways and turn City Hall into the People's Hall.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Well, I'll tell you, the weather outside might feel like winter, but if you have school-age kids, you should be thinking about back-to-school season, and specifically, you should be thinking about where you'll be sending your kids to school this fall. If you've always felt like you didn't really have a choice to send your kids to a private school, a place where they'd teach you words like credulity, because of the cost.
What is it? Credulity, Credulity.
Credulity.
Words with Wolf.
Okay, then listen up. We want to tell you about halfpriceschools.com. At halfpriceschools.com, you can find local private schools from all over Chicagoland that are offering vouchers for a full year of tuition at half the price with no catch. Find a school near you, purchase the tuition voucher, and prepare to send your child off to school this fall. It's that simple. HalfPriceSchools.com has schools located all across Chicagoland, including Jordan Baptist School in Burbank, Covenant Christian School in Aurora, St. John's Lutheran School in Chicago's Portage Park neighborhood. Make private school a real option for your family for the first time this year, but don't wait. Many of these vouchers will sell out. Visit HalfPriceSchools.com today. That's HalfPriceSchools.com.
The quivers, the shivers, goosebumps. That's what our customers say before 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning repairs their furnace. Call us. We'll fix it right, stand by our work, and give you our straightforward pricing, which means no hourly charges. How's that for goosebumps? Right now, get big savings on any heating repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll be introduced to our 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where we'll share how to get started making money flipping houses and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Just text your zip code to 82,000.
Like it or not, it's cold and flu season in Chicago, and just look around the office. Everyone's coughing and sneezing and sniffling. Oh, my. And if you want to avoid getting sick, then you know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy. It's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule. It's like one of those Willy Wonka capsules, a whole meal. But 31 fruits and veggies to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air. And Amy can tell you this. They are 100% real. She spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature, and he showed her the emails and played the voicemails of real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code CHICAGO. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use promo code CHICAGO for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
AM 560, The Answer.
So we've been talking about Jussie Smollett, and one thing that he tweeted 2 days before the fake threatening letter was sent to the Empire Studio.
Allegedly fake.
Oh, yeah, whatever. He tweeted out AOC when she was speaking on the floor of Congress, and where is it? It's right here.
Actually not about a wall. It is not about the border, and it is certainly not about the well-being of everyday Americans. The truth is, this shutdown is about the erosion of American democracy and the subversion of our most basic governmental norms. It is not normal to hold 800,000 workers' paychecks hostage.
So basically, he's a big AOC fan, and I think he's going to remake this song.
Get down with AOC. Like totally. Get down with AOC. Like you know me. Get down with AOC. Can you repeat? Get down with AOC.
Blah, 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 blah.
So apparently, AOC yesterday.
Yeah, what did
said
she
that
do now? The economic guru.
Well, she said the Berlin Wall was erected to keep the capitalists out. No, the Berlin Wall was erected.
Can you set her straight, please?
To allow, as Spicoli probably told Mr. Hand. No, it was like this. It was the wall was erected so that people could not leave East Germany.
Right.
It wasn't to keep the capitalists from West Germany out of East Germany. So, yeah, that's kind of bogus there.
Elizabeth Warren yesterday offering more free things. Let's just, free everything. Let's just throw in free child care.
The cost of child care are just crushing families. Families are just buckling under the weight of it. It holds people back. They decide that they can't work because they're worried about the cost of child care.
Yeah, so just stay home, collect
that'll be
a
free.
Paycheck and, unemployment check and stay home.
I'm sorry. She also said the other day that, you used to be able to buy a home working at the minimum wage, which nobody was ever able to do. Actually, there's a confluence of opinion.
Is this another Words with Wolf?
They all start with the letter C.
Okay.
Today on Sesame Street is brought to you by the letter C. And the number $1.65, which I think was the minimum wage way back then. So, no, between her and Tucker Carlson, because they all want to go back to a great time that really wasn't necessarily all that good. The 1950s, when supposedly everybody could afford everything, except all I remember is that a television set probably cost about 1/3 of your income at that time. So, well, I exaggerate a little bit, but not as much as she did on her resume. So it's, she wants to give away free things. That's what she's all about.
What do you think of AOC's plan about the new Green Deal?
Yes, well, I mean,
and getting rid of the airlines industry completely. You can take a boat now from California to Hawaii.
I mean, Mitch McConnell's masterstroke. Lindsey Graham's great moment was in the Kavanaugh hearings, and Mitch McConnell's had a number of great moments, but this one, to actually call for a vote
it's spectacular.
on something that, we don't really want that. We don't really.
Yeah, they're
want
in
that.
recess this week, but maybe they'll get to it next week. 312-642-5600 is our Turnkey Debt Pro answer line. Lines are always open. Let's go to Jim, who joins us from Willowbrook. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Bruce, on regarding Trump with the wall, if you look at 10 U.S. Code 284,
sure,
he has the responsibility to protect our borders from drugs coming over the borders. So he could just, if an attorney cites that to the judge, he should be able to go through the circuit court and the Supreme Court just using that.
I'll tell you, if you listen to President Trump, who I defer to, he said, we're going to lose here, we're going to lose there, we're going to lose here. But maybe the Supreme Court will come to his side. And that Kavanaugh had better vote with him.
Yeah, well, I can tell you he's going to lose in the Ninth Circuit Court. I was a cop out there for 25 years in California.
Yeah.
And I've had two cases that have lost and then got overturned by the Supreme Court. The Ninth is the most overturned court in the country. There's no way that anything they say or do is not going to get overturned.
And remember,
by the Supreme Court.
that Trump, apparently, until he was prodded by conservatives just a few weeks ago, he was ready to defer to Kamala Harris and Feinstein over some negotiated picks to replace people on the Ninth Circuit. And then the conservatives said, wait a minute, what the heck are you doing? And he bent. Yep. You got to watch out for Trump. I'm a little worried if he gets reelected, he's not going to owe us anything anymore, and he'll pick a moderate to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm just a little worried about that, Jim.
I don't know if he would pick a moderate, but historically, especially for the Ninth Circuit, presidents have deferred to the two senators in California and let them pick the nominees, which I've never agreed with in the first place, but they've all deferred to those two, and especially Feinstein. For some reason, everybody thinks she's a scary you-know-what.
Yeah.
As far as
Senator.
I'm concerned, they could elect her out tomorrow.
Yeah,
All
she's
right,
a scary
thanks, Jim.
senator, is what
Appreciate
you wanted
the
to
phone
say.
call. Appreciate the information, and thanks for your service. Let's go to Mo, who joins us on the Northwest side. Hi, Mo.
Hey,
Got
how you
Larry
doing?
and Curly here. We're great. How are you?
You don't get that much, do you, Mo?
No, I don't. That's my nickname, and I only use that nickname because I call you guys.
Oh, okay.
But hear me out. Listen to this. So back in 2011, President Obama, he issued an executive order blocking the property of transnational criminal organizations, and including the Mexican Los Zetas cartel, the ally of the MS-13 gang, right? So he used the same national emergency, the Act 50 U.S.C. 1601. So, excuse me, but why is it okay for him to go ahead and do something like that? And then all of a sudden, President Trump does the same thing, basically putting the wall up to block those type of Mexican cartels and so on and so forth, and it's a big issue.
Right, and he has to do something because you know what? Times have changed, and there's caravans coming. There's thousands of people, and they're storming the border.
You know, our listeners are
Not
very
on a
smart.
daily basis, but on they're coming. There's another caravan on the way right now with 12,000 people.
Yeah, our listeners are very smart.
Very
They-
smart.
They
Mo,
cite
you're
the
very-
USC, the United States Code.
Very-
It's wonderful. But, Mo, I do have to ask you this question that Martha Raddatz put to Jim Jordan the other day on This Week, substituting for George Stephanopoulos. Could you name me another time in which Congress refused to appropriate money and then there was an emergency order? And he couldn't really do that. So I could distinguish this from other pen and phone situations. Could I not, Mo, Larry, or Curly? You could be
I mean,
on
that
an
could be-
on-bank panel right now and go ahead and answer that.
I mean, I'm sure there's something out there. There's got to be.
Sure. You'd like 20 days to brief this? You have it.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you so
Mo, for your phone call.
Thank you,
Quickly,
Mo.
let's go to Rich, who joins us from Elmhurst, a suburb of Villa Park. Kidding. Hi, Rich. What's up?
Hey, Amy. Hey, Bruce.
Yes,
Rich. The liberals, they want to return to this imaginary time when you could buy a home at $1.65 an hour, raise a family, and live this wonderful life, which never was the case. Minimum wage jobs were intended to be entry-level jobs, never career-sustaining jobs. But why is it a liberal can get away with stuff like this, but when a conservative says they want to return to an earlier, better time, they're immediately saddled with, oh, you want to return to Jim Crow? Oh, you want to return to a time when homosexuality was a prisonable offense?
Right.
I just don't get the hypocrisy.
You know
there.
what, Rich? I'd like to return to those 1950s and 60s when an actor like Frank DeCova could play the chief of the Hakawi Indians on a show like F Troop, and he didn't have to be an American Indian like Elizabeth Warren isn't. Yes. Let's go back to those times.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, Illinois State Police admit that they wrongly issued a gun license to that Aurora shooter. And back to Jussie Smollett we go, why he did it and how it's affected race relations in our country. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
13 degrees, 7:31 is our time. President Trump's emergency declaration for the southern border spurring a lawsuit by Democrat attorneys general from 16 states, including California.
Separation of powers has been around for a long time. A first-year law student could argue this case for us.
Xavier Becerra says he expects victory in his initial court brief. Senator Bernie Sanders running for president again.
It is not only about winning the Democratic nomination and the general election. Our campaign is about transforming our country and creating a government based on the principles of economic, social, racial, and environmental justice.
The Vermont Socialist Independent broke the news this morning. More than a dozen needed to be rescued from a SeaWorld gondola ride in San Diego overnight. 16 were pulled from the ride, according to Battalion Chief Robert Logan with San Diego Fire.
Something like this, we want to be slow and methodical. Room for error is very slim because there is such a high drop and there is water below. A fall from that distance can be catastrophic.
The problem started when a heavy gust of wind tripped a circuit breaker that caused the ride to stop moving. Police this morning are looking for the public's help as they investigate the deaths of 3 children and 1 adult about 30 minutes north of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Kent County Sheriff Michelle LaJoy Young says the cases involving the death of kids are always difficult to deal with.
Certainly a horrific thing to be called to, and my heart goes out to the families involved here and the community. We're certainly going to do everything we can to bring this to a quick resolution.
She says the department is looking for surveillance video to help and see if anyone was coming in or out of that area. A federal judge is expected to rule later today on the city of Chicago's request to throw out a lawsuit aimed at halting President Barack Obama's museum and library from being built in a public park. A Buddhist monk is accused of sexually abusing 2 children over a decade ago at a temple on Chicago's north side. Sripai Bayadnak was arrested last week in Nevada on a warrant and extradited to Chicago. Chicago sports, Alex DeBrincat with the hat trick. Blackhawks beat the Senators at the United Center 8-7. Number 23, Wisconsin down Illinois in Big Ten hoops 64-58. The news service of Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Great news, there's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico, and Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save. 7:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has a message for liberals.
That liberals are so stupid as to not realize what Alan Dershowitz realizes, that the enemy of liberalism is the left. Your foolishness is jeopardizing the future of the greatest experiment in liberty in human history, the United States of America, because you don't understand the left is your enemy.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Hopefully your home's heating survived the recent polar vortex. It's important to have a heating and cooling company you know you can depend on. That company is the original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling. They aren't one of those massive companies with newer techs and subcontractors. Oh no, Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling send only their own highly skilled techs. From service to installation and everything in between, the work quality and customer service is the best. For 40 years, the original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling has kept homeowners and business customers comfy and warm in the winter and nice and cool in the warmer months. Don't call the big guys, call the best. Call Carrie at 847-545-1700 or visit arlingtonheightsheatingandcooling.net. That's Carrie at 847-545-1700 or online at arlingtonheightsheatingandcooling.net. The original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling, not the biggest, just the best.
The most popular days to get engaged are Christmas, New Year's, and Valentine's Day. And guys, finding the perfect wedding venue can be harder to figure out than the color and quality of the perfect diamond. With love in the air, Avante Banquets is here to help you plan the wedding of your dreams for the party of a lifetime at a price right for you. Avante Banquets is part of the family-owned Chicago Prime Restaurants, with a picturesque location opened just last year near Barrington, providing fine American dining and a timeless experience. Avante is an exceptional space for your wedding or corporate events and fundraisers, for an intimate gathering or parties of 500 or more. The calendar is filling up, so secure your date today at AvanteBanquets.com. That's AVANTE Banquets.com. With wedding packages starting at just $39 a person. Experience exceptional hospitality with the Calcunos family at Avante Banquets, because classic never goes out of style. AvanteBanquets.com. AvanteBanquets.com. Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
7:37 and a check on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonti.
In Elgin, eastbound 20, traffic is jammed at McLean to past 31 with a crash. Only one lane is open there. Northbound Tri-State, we're seeing delays from 95th to the Hinsdale Oasis after the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Northbound Veterans Memorial, it's heavy approaching the Reagan Tollway. Eden's 30 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, out on 26. Kennedy, a 51 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 26 from Montrose, 20 in the Express. Outbound 50 to the airport. Eisenhower, 56 minutes, 390 to downtown. Stevenson, 52 minutes, 355 to the drive. Wyatt, 37 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 19 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop, 420. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Sunshine this morning, then turning cloudy and chilly. We'll top out at 30. Slippery overnight, overcast with on and off snow and freezing rain, low 24. Currently 13. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer
No, not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible.
on AM 560.
You are fake news.
The Answer.
Welcome back, Amy Jacobson. Bruce Wolf here, filling in for Dan Proft.
Hello.
Hello.
And I've got the refrigerator magnet.
Oh, that's
with
right.
All
Because you
of
just
Dan Proft's words, which I think I taught most of them to him. Fungible. among
fungible
them.
for sure.
But
what about
who is Spalding?
Is
Who is-
credulity on there?
No, credulity is not in there.
Definition,
on there.
please, for credulity.
Credulity? I just use it. I don't know what it means. But Spalding, is that a reference to
J.B. Pritzker?
To Captain Spaulding in the Marx Brothers movie? Hooray for Captain Spaulding, the African explorer? I would assume, or it's not a baseball glove.
Where's my J.B. Pritzker audio? Somebody took it off the board.
Yes, okay.
Boo, I'm sad.
Anyway, it's a nice refrigerator.
I'm learning more information right now about Jussie Smollett that today or tomorrow he may go in with his attorneys and speak to Chicago police. Yesterday, the big bombshell was that the two brothers released a statement. They spoke to via the telephone to WBBM reporter. I don't know his name because I've never seen him before.
Charlie Del Mar?
Charlie Del Mar, yes, who's been all over this case, and so is Rafer Weigel from Fox 32. The brothers said, "We are not racist, we are not homophobic, and we are not anti-Trump. We were born and raised in Chicago and are American citizens."
Well, maybe they're pro-Trump, and maybe they were wearing ersatz MAGA hats, and since they were covering up their faces with ski masks or whatever it was, maybe Jussie Smollett did not recognize them, and maybe they did attack him. No, I don't work for Ann Kavanaugh's crisis management firm, which is representing Jussie Smollett.
Well, the question
but I like
is,
the underdog, and he is one right now.
What should happen to him? Because now we know a reason why he did what he did. He sent a threatening letter to himself via these two men to the set of Empire, which basically it was, it contained some powder, and on the outside was MAGA written on, for the return address. Chicago police and hazmat responded, so they cleared out the area, and they determined the white powder was aspirin. But apparently the Empire Star was not happy, Bruce, that he didn't get enough attention. So that is why he staged this ruse, elaborate
allegedly stages. If we've learned one thing, it's not to jump to conclusions.
The camera facing north, how is that my issue? It feels like if I had said it was a Muslim or a Mexican or someone black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot more. And that says a lot about the place that we are in our country right now.
That's wonderful. And the next nominee for greatest hoax is Mia Farrow for her indictment of her ex-husband, Woody Allen. Let's roll that scene right now.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. I'm waiting for him to come forward and what do you think he's going to say that he has? What syndrome does he have?
He's depraved on account of he's deprived, and then he's going to do the Officer Krupke number from West Side Story and say, "I'm available."
He's not. We're also learning, too, that the Empire Star reportedly paid for the rope because a receipt for the rope and part of the rope was found in the brothers' apartment. They used that. And,
wait, they have his credit card paying for the rope? They have the receipt
They have
for
the
the rope.
receipt for the rope, which was bought at the Crafty Beaver on Lawrence.
Yes.
They allegedly have bleach that they found. The red hat that was purchased on North Broadway, that was found also inside their apartment. So, All
right, things are adding up against him at this moment. We have the rope. We have the bleach. But it still could be Colonel Mustard and Professor Plum. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep an open mind.
You know what? Jussie Smollett kind of reminds me of Commander McBragg. Remember this cartoon?
No.
There, Khyber Pass. Did I ever tell you about the time I escaped from
10,000 screaming tribesmen at that very spot. No, but I was leading a small detachment of men up through the mountains in search of the rebel chieftain Alibi. When... Ambush! Quickly, we saw...
Remember Commander McBride.
No, Jesse Smollett is to this as The Wiz is to The Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Well, so we have the motive. Again, the letter was sent January 22nd, and he wanted so much more attention. He did even tweet out like, hey, guys, be careful. You know, it could be sugar out there, could be cocaine, could be anthrax. And that was in reference to the letter.
I believe I'm getting word right now from our traffic reporter, Jim Telemonte, that Jussie Smollett is trying to escape Chicago in a Ford Bronco.
No,
white
he's not.
Ford Bronco.
But I'm waiting for the politicians, that were falling all over themselves to be the first to tweet out their sympathy. Kamala Harris tweeting out, Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. Right. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality, color, or their skin.
Let's not condemn somebody because of a tweet that she probably didn't even write.
No, she needs to come forward and own up to this and call this what it is. And this is just dividing our country further with racial division. And I'm telling you that for a fact. And we're going to have Larry Elder on at 8:38
You know what else she said
this morning
yesterday?
to explain further. What?
She said that we're not spending enough money on education. We're spending it on mass incarceration. She forgets the fact that she was a prosecutor and massively incarcerated people.
Which tweet? What tweet?
About saying that it is a modern day lynching. That
sorry.
Yes, Jussie Smollett.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously.
And she didn't. I don't know why that cut out, but
I like her.
Pardon?
I like her.
You like her?
She's an attractive. No, I don't believe in anything that she believes in. She's an attractive woman. She looks great in a sequined jacket that the reporters helped her on with the other day. I mean, they went the extra mile. These female reporters said, "Oh, you look fantastic in this," and they put this. You think they would do that for your garden variety Republican candidate? I don't think so.
Al Sharpton also losing hope in Jussie Smollett.
And if it is found that Smollett and these gentlemen did in some way perpetrate something that is not true, they ought to face accountability to the maximum. But let's not act like this is some left-wing hoax that some are saying on social media. President Trump called this horrible, and he's certainly not a left-winger.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. President Trump would call out the left-wing hoax. What are you
well, you know
senile?
What?
I think he's senile. Also, he's never apologized for Tawana Brawley, but that's okay.
Black Lives Matter activist DeRay McKesson, remember him? He tweeted to millions of followers that Fox 32 reporter Rafer Weigel was, quote, responsible for much of the misinformation disseminated by Chicago police sources.
What is he talking about?
Well, because it didn't follow the narrative. Because Rafer Weigel has been on this story since the beginning, and he's been tweeting out the truth. Like, hey, even though he was assaulted, he still had his tuna Subway sandwich in his hand after the assault. I mean, they didn't rob him. They didn't take his wallet, his iPhone. They didn't even take the darn sandwich. And so he was questioning the validity of this case, and he was ripped on by Black Lives Matter.
When? A while ago, not now.
No, this was in the second phase of reactions when, the doubters started coming forward.
We're in the fourth phase right now.
We're not in the fourth phase. Yes. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Let's go to James in Westmont. Hi, James.
Good morning, you two. Real quick, the Spalding reference is Judge Smail's grandson in Caddyshack.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's where Dia got the reference from, because he does look like him.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, it's bad when Al Sharpton is decrying this as a fraud, and who better than to know how to perpetrate frauds than Al Sharpton?
No, I mean, and I forgot to mention Freddie's Fashion Mart and Crown Heights, the holy trinity of frauds, along with Tawana Brawley.
James.
Thanks so much,
the
James.
strategy's clear. If you doubted Jussie Smollett, then you're motivated by racism. And that happened at my church. I told those ladies, I said, listen, this isn't what it seems to be. And Jussie Smollett, something happened to him, but not what he said had happened.
And because they're Episcopalians, they
No, it was a lesbian couple, and they looked at me
Yeah.
shocked. And I said, I'm telling you, the truth is going to come out. It's not what it appears
Do
to
you
be.
even allow heterosexuals in
Oh
your
my
church?
God! Yes, we do.
Okay.
I am one. Thank you.
Are you?
Deborah from Arlington Heights. Good morning, Deborah. How are you?
Morning, good. How are you?
Good.
Well, this ties in once again, but it was finally admitted by Lara Logan from 60 Minutes
Yes.
that the left is that's the media. The media is in charge, and so they drive the narrative, and
No, I completely disagree, because as a reporter, there was a police report filed. You go out, you cover the story, and Chicago police, like I've never seen before, were feeding certain reporters information. They let CBS 2 into their apartment after it was raided. That is unheard of, but they wanted to get the story out. But they did.
Deborah's
and the
point
two
is
brothers
well
finally
taken.
came forward and
Because
they came forward and admitted he paid them $3,500.
But look at the bigger picture, which Deborah's trying to look at, I believe, and I may augment what you're saying
Absolutely.
here, Deborah. It's because what John Podhoretz wrote about yesterday, and welcome back to Twitter, John Podhoretz. He wrote this article and commentary and basically likened our moment right now, this hysteria we have over this purported racism that exists in this country, to what happened in the 80s and 90s when we had the child abuse scare. And we basically had parents who were feeling guilty about putting their kids in child care, so they overreacted and vilified all these child care people. It was a witch
I
hunt.
don't remember
It was a
that.
terrible witch hunt, and people's lives were demolished, absolutely demolished by prosecutors who went after these child care workers based on the fantasies of 5-year-olds. I mean, it was awful. It was absolutely, and that's what's going on right now.
Let's go
Thank you, Deborah.
thanks, Deborah. Let's go to Bob, who joins us from Schaumburg. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. I have a question. I'd like some, if possible, some information about. I was wondering what occurred that caused this alleged assault to occur on one of the coldest nights in decades.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because
that was one of the first things.
First thing, what I said, it was minus 23 wind chill. Yeah, that was it. And then the whole MAGA hat, the bleach, the rope, and that area down there, because we parked there for 12 years. That is exactly where we used to park.
I remember.
I know. That's not an area that's riddled with homeless people or drug users. There's nobody down there. And there's cameras everywhere. Thanks, Bob.
And everybody there, including all the employees of NBC5, are great liberals.
No, but this whole thing, it didn't make sense. And also, too, the president of the Human Rights Campaign, Chad Griffin, he echoed the Black Lives Matter statement that this is exactly the treatment that victims of hate crimes fear and why they often stay silent. I mean, come on. People were just reporting that they were questioning his story, and they attacked Chicago's media because of it.
Here's the problem. There's so much going on, so much other crime in Chicago as well, that this got such currency to begin with. It
was a high-profile case,
well,
no doubt about it.
Why?
Because
I
he's
think
African-American and he's gay.
Okay.
And he's anti-Trump.
I think now, I hope once burnt, twice shy, although we've seen with the Covington case, we didn't learn anything from that. We don't learn anything from any of the Jeremiads, using one of Dan's words here, that are against the right. We never seem to learn. It's like we have one of these a month. But maybe the next one, we won't make it into such a Megillah.
Okay,
That's
let's go
one
to
of my words.
Kristen in Wheaton, or Christine. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, Christine. How are you?
I am terrific, Bruce. I love you. I'm a fellow lawyer, but I have a question for you.
Sure.
And it's an odd question. It's an odd question because I think you deserve only odd questions.
Sure.
Did you ever take flute lessons?
Wow, that is very
What,
odd.
are you saying that I should be on Empire? I mean, is that what you're saying?
No.
Or maybe
no,
on
no,
Glee? Are you trying to cast aspersions? Why do you think I took flute lessons?
Because I had a student many years ago in Uptown who I swear was named Bruce Wolf.
There's
And he was a
another
little-
one? My God.
Little kind of quirky Jewish guy, and I thought,
Yeah,
oh my God,
quirky
someday I'm gonna
Jewish
call
guy.
him
You know what? I played the clarinet for a couple of years.
All right, thanks.
I actually did. And then I bombed out in a challenge in 7th grade. I was third chair. I was a third clarinet, fourth chair, and the fifth chair challenged me and beat me. And then I took my clarinet and threw it against the wall.
We'll discuss this during the break.
Sure.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
A car accident can be stressful and inconvenient. You want your car repaired exactly the way it was before the accident. Unfortunately, there's an epidemic of poorly repaired vehicles by corporate-sponsored repair shops. Insurance companies are looking to cut costs. Your car may look fine, but that pretty paint job doesn't mean it was fixed right. Did the shop use genuine manufacturer replacement parts? Or take shortcuts you can't see to stay on the insurance company's direct repair list of shops out of fear they'll be removed? The shop that does it right every time is America's Auto Body. They use only genuine manufacturer's replacement parts and are a fully certified manufacturer and dealer repair facility. If necessary, America's Auto Body will even stand up for you in dealing with insurance to assure your vehicle is properly repaired. They're not afraid of the insurance company. Remember, you, not the insurance company, have a right to choose the repair shop. Learn what to look for in a potential repair shop at americasautobody.com. That's americasautobody.com.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why can't more things in life be customizable? Why can't I buy Neapolitan ice cream without strawberry? Can't I just have the chocolate and vanilla flavors I'm comfortable with? Do people even want a fruity ice cream flavor sandwiched right between the classics?
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It was early last week that I felt as though there was going to be a cold coming on. What I did is increase my intake schedule earlier in the day, and 2 days later, all symptoms gone. That was my first real battleground test to see, okay, let's see what this can do. Outside of that, I feel better all health. I noticed another lift that says, yeah, this stuff is coming on. I've had people come up to me and say, hey, you know, are you brainwashed by this? I said, no, nothing like that whatsoever. I said, it just simply works.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Are your windows needy?
Call Crumweedy.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. If you need windows, call the exterior experts, Crumweedy. Mark Olson and Greg Olson of Crumweedy run a third-generation family business that's been doing Chicagoland exteriors since 1953. For them, it's all about trust. They truly share your values. Why windows from Crumweedy? Crumweedy windows are not offered anywhere else in Chicagoland. They're exclusive. That's why they can offer a lifetime material and labor installation guarantee. Lifetime! That's a great investment for your home. Windows from Crumweedy are Energy Star rated, unlike most other windows. Also, the vinyl windows are 100% virgin vinyl. You're getting quality. Windows with a lifetime material and labor installation. If your windows are needy,
call Crumweedy.
630-595-8020. That's 630-595-8020. Just remember this, windowsareneedy.com. Windowsareneedy.com.
My name is David Hochberg at Team Hochberg. Here's a secret my competitors won't tell you. Every conventional, FHA, VA, rural, and reverse mortgage loan has closing costs. Borrowers can receive a closing cost credit for some or all of the closing costs by securing a higher interest rate on their loan. Over the past 18 years, I've closed thousands of loans. Some borrowers elected to go at the higher rate to receive a closing cost credit, and others elected to pay their closing costs to secure a lower rate. Team Hochberg doesn't play the no closing cost game in our ads. So if you want to work with the no closing cost carnival barkers, call my competitors. If you want to work with an honest local lender who will always look out for your financial best interest, call Team Hochberg now at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Legal Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage License, MB 6761019, NMLS 1124061.
AM 560, The Answer.
Amy Jacobson here with Bruce Wolf, who's filling in all week for Dan Proft. We appreciate it. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, just heart-wrenching last text sent from one of the Aurora shooting victims to his wife. We'll hear from her and the text. And also, Illinois State Police admit that they wrongly issued a gun license to that Aurora shooter. We'll get the latest from Tim Schmidt, who's president and CEO of the United States Concealed Carry Association. But first, let's get into that newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
State police confirmed the Aurora gunman was wrongly issued a license. We'll get the Illinois State Police story coming up in a moment. Buddhist monk charged with sexually abusing 2 children in Chicago. Mayoral candidates going back and forth on Channel 11 last night. A man shot and killed at a tent city homeless encampment in the South Loop. Blackhawks hold off the Senators. Fighting Illini lose in Wisconsin. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
Bernie Sanders is going to try again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, announcing another run for the White House.
Our campaign is not only about defeating Donald Trump, the most dangerous president in modern American history.
He says it's about transforming the country.
We are the wealthiest nation in the history of the world. We should not have a grotesque level of wealth inequality.
Bernie Sanders won New Hampshire and 22 other states in 2016, but joins a more crowded Democratic race this time. He's the 6th senator to announce a campaign or exploratory committee. President Trump's being challenged again in court by California's Attorney General Javier Becerra. Says there's no emergency at the border.
But he's also acting outside the law in trying to raid pots of money that have already been allocated by Congress.
Well, the president has reacted. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
The president tweeting, as I predicted, 16 cities led mostly by open border Democrats and the radical left have filed a lawsuit in, of course, the Ninth Circuit. It's actually 16 states that filed the federal lawsuit accusing President Trump of flagrant disregard for the separation of powers and claims that the president's national emergency declaration undermined Congress by redirecting federal money, some of which was intended for states toward the southern border wall. The Northern District of California has ruled against the president before, particularly in cases involving the administration's immigration policies. Dave?
John, another migrant has died in U.S. custody. A Mexican detained for coming here illegally 2 weeks ago died at a Texas hospital yesterday, suffering from liver damage and congestive heart failure. 2 migrant children died in custody in December. Classes are canceled across West Virginia as teachers go on strike again. They had a 9-day walkout last year. A not-so-thrilling ride at SeaWorld in San Diego last night.
The wind came up probably about 40 miles an hour. It was just crazy, and it just started rocking our car.
The wind also cut the power, so he and 15 others were stuck dangling over water for a few hours until rescuers got them down one by one. This is Fox News.
14 degrees, skies mostly cloudy, 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Illinois State Police confirmed the suspected gunman in the Aurora shooting was wrongly issued a gun license. Authorities say Gary Martin was able to obtain a Illinois FOID card and purchase the gun used in the deadly shooting in spite of having a felony conviction in Mississippi on his record. An investigation is underway after a teenager was found dead in Park Forest. Police officers discovered the 18-year-old unresponsive yesterday near a utility easement along the 300 block of Somonauk Street. There were signs of trauma, so the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force was called in. A Buddhist monk is accused of sexually abusing 2 children over a decade ago at a temple on Chicago's north side. Sripai Bayadnak was arrested last week in Nevada on a warrant and extradited to Chicago. 5 candidates running for mayor of Chicago battled last night on a Channel 11 mayoral forum. Susana Mendoza hammering Bill Daley for his brother's unpopular decision to lease the city's parking meter.
It was good business for your family. It was terrible business for Chicagoans.
Susanna, that's a lie.
It's absolutely
You do not say
That's
that.
about as
That is
big of
totally untrue.
Mendoza, Preckwinkle, Daly, Vallis, and Wilson all sparred over ethics, taxes, education, and crime. Chicago sports, Alex DeBrincat a hat trick. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Senators 8-7 at the United Center. Fighting Illini fall to number 23 Wisconsin, 64-58 in Big Ten hoops last night. 8:03, time for the AM 560 Business Beat. And from the Fox Business Network, here is Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Walmart is reporting a winning holiday season. Its quarter was stronger than expected. Sales at existing stores in the U.S. were up more than 4%. More shoppers are going to Walmart.com. Its e-commerce sales rose 43%. In addition to online shopping, Walmart says more shoppers are using its grocery delivery and pickup business. Walmart also says it will raise its annual dividend. Honda has confirmed it will close its Civic factory in Western England in 2021. The plant employs approximately 3,500 workers. Honda says the decision is not related to Brexit. Fashion icon Karl Lagerfeld has died. He was 85. He joined Fendi in 1967. He became artistic director of Chanel in 1983 and also founded his own line. Lagerfeld had been ill. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jim Casola.
8:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Do you own or run a thriving business in the Chicagoland area? Have you overcome obstacles to make your business what it is today? If that's your business, then AM 560 wants to tell your story on the AM 560 Business Tour, presented by Signature Bank. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson will be broadcasting live from businesses all around Chicagoland, telling success stories of thriving, successful businesses. Hey, if that's you, tell us about it. Visit 560theanswer.com/business and submit your information. That's 560theanswer.com/business.
Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll be introduced to our 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where we'll share how to get started making money flipping houses and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. Just text your zip code to 82,000.
36 days. That's how long it takes the average company to find their next hire. Glassdoor can help you quickly find the right job candidate in half the resumes. From 62 million job seekers, Glassdoor only matches you with qualified candidates who have the skills and experience your small business needs to grow. And Glassdoor hires are committed. They're 30% more likely to stay with your business longer. Go to glassdoor.com/hire. Glassdoor. Find the right fit for your business.
What gives one company the edge over another? Maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's taking care of lots of things that help a business run smoothly. In other words, Cintas. Cintas has products that help your people stay safe and apparel programs that convey the right image. They service fire protection equipment, deliver and stock restroom supplies, and make sure facilities are clean and ready. Because when all those things work together, you're in business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
8:07. Let's get an update on the roads this morning. In the AM 560 Traffic Center, here's Jim Talamonte.
Inbound Kennedy delays start at Canfield at 56 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 30 from Montrose, 25 on the Express. Outbound 50 minutes at the airport. Eden's 30 minutes, Lake Cook Junction, outbound 35. Eisenhower an hour, 390 to downtown. Outbound 40 minutes. Stevenson 50 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 40. Ryan 40 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57 19 minutes, 80 to the merge, Bishop 426. Southbound Tri-State, it's sticky from Oak Plain to Atkinson. Northbound Southwest Highway 31st and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Eastbound Reagan Tollway's jammed. Randall, Paola, northbound Veterans Memorial, out with the Reagan Tollway and Harvey Trail to 290. It's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A winter weather advisory for early tomorrow morning, turning cloudy and chilly today, high 30. Overcast, on and off snow late tonight, accumulating a coating to an inch, low 24. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain, 1 to 2 inches tomorrow, high 34. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
17 at O'Hare, 24 along the lakefront, 4 above in Aurora. Your next news update, 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Ding, 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 ding. Good morning, Amy Jacobson, Bruce Wolf in for Dan Proft. We're learning more information this morning about the fatal shooting at the Aurora warehouse, the Henry Pratt warehouse, 5 dead. Illinois State Police acknowledging yesterday that the agency wrongly issued a gun license to the shooter. Gary Martin applied for a FOID card January 17th, 2014. He provided his name and birth date for a background check and falsely answered no when asked if he had ever been convicted of a felony. So, criminal search of Martin's history shows there's a series of minor infractions, but the screening process failed to detect a mid-1990s felony conviction for aggravated assault in Mississippi. He apparently stabbed his girlfriend at the time, and he served 5 years in prison. 5 years in prison. And despite that felony conviction, even the owner of the CEO of the company admits that they made a mistake.
I can say that if we have reason to believe somebody is going to be violent, we take precautions. I can only assume that we did not.
And it wasn't until Martin applied for a concealed carry license on March 16th, 2014, and submitted his fingerprints that those prints produced an FBI record that ultimately led police to revoking his FOID card, but nobody went to his house or they did not force him to hand over his weapon.
Now, they did send him like a letter, I guess?
They did.
And he didn't respond to that.
No,
so
he didn't
people are falling down all
that.
over the place. I mean, the Illinois State Police,
the Aurora Police.
Yeah.
But yesterday, too, we're learning more about the victims. Clayton Parks of Elgin, 32, a father. Trevor Wenner of DeKalb, Illinois. He was an intern. That was his first day on the job. Can you imagine?
Horrible.
Russell, I just want to say their names because they deserve to be mentioned. Russell Byer of Yorkville, Illinois. Vincent Martinez Juarez, is of Oswego. He's married, 3 children, grandfather, just awful as a forklift operator. And Josh Pinkard of Oswego, his a father as well, father of 3. And yesterday his wife came forward with just unbelievable. He texted her after he got shot. So the text came in at 1:24. I love you, and I've been shot at work. And that was the last thing that he said to her.
My husband was wonderful. He was brilliant. He was the best person I've ever met in my life.
With more on this story, we're pleased to have join us Tim Schmidt. He is the president and CEO of United States Concealed Carry Association. Good morning, Mr. Schmidt. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Amy and Bruce. I'm doing great. What a horrible story that you guys are talking about right now, and it breaks my heart.
I know, but we know what went wrong, but it just leaves you scratching your head how this could happen.
Well, I mean, if you look at the facts, look at the details, I mean, to me it seems obvious that to rely on government to keep us safe is just not realistic. I mean, the first line of defense, it really shouldn't be police. It needs to be the individual, and that's what the USCCA is all about. We teach people to be that first line of defense for their friends and family, because even with the fantastic police response in the Aurora shooting, there was still no police on presence for 4 whole minutes, and obviously a lot can go bad in that short period of time.
Well, do you think in a case like that they should have an armed security guard at their plant?
I think that any private business, any private home needs to have some sort of responsible armed presence because, guys, I don't care how many background checks you have, the bad guys are always going to slip through the cracks, and the only thing that they understand is violent response. That's the only language that they speak. So, yes, of course it makes sense. Otherwise, I mean, I guarantee you if there would have been armed guards on the presence of this facility, that there would be a much lesser chance of this guy going through with his crime.
Yeah, and he knew he was getting fired. That's why he brought the weapon, to the meeting. But what do you think? If you get your FOID card revoked, do you think that authorities or the local municipalities, local police should be able to go into your house to make sure you don't have any guns that are in your possession illegally?
Oh, gosh, you guys.
I know, that's
I'm
a hard
not from
question.
Illinois, so it's a really tough question, but I'm not from Illinois. I'm from Wisconsin, and I don't even understand why you have to get a FOID card because, quite frankly, the ability to defend yourself is a natural-born right. You shouldn't have to ask for permission from the government. And this goes further into how big of a nanny state do we want. And even though you guys have gone to the extent of having these FOID cards, they still don't work. They still don't work, and they never will work.
I have to confess that at heart, I'm a liberal and a bleeding heart, and I have to use my reason to overcome that and support the Second Amendment and understand that if we infantilize society, we're actually asking for more and more of this kind of behavior if we don't take responsibility for ourselves. So, yeah, but at heart, the liberal answer, of course, is when there's a government failure, we should double down and have more government and have more universal background checks. Confiscation of weapons, which really is ultimately the end game of the liberals. And of course, you see how inept the government was here. Why should we believe that some kind of a confiscation program isn't going to result in consequences that we never intended?
Yeah, Bruce, you're exactly correct, and I really appreciate that perspective. And you're right. Total confiscation is the end goal of the left side of the politics here. And I mean, guys, there's 300 million guns in the United States right now. 300 million guns. It would be impossible to snap your fingers and make them go away, even if you literally went door to door. It's never going to work. And so
yes, but many of those are muskets from the 18th century that no longer work. No, you always hear the argument. The best one I've ever heard is, let's get rid of the AR-15 because it was used. Was that used in Parkland? I can't even remember.
Yeah, in Las Vegas.
But it's get rid of the AR-15 because it really doesn't serve a useful purpose for defending yourself. But actually, and the liberals don't believe that there is a deterrent effect because you don't see news stories about, hey, you know who didn't get robbed today? A guy who had a gun. So you don't see that, and we react to the violence, and then the knee-jerk reaction is to say, well, let's just do something about it. And I have to admit, my impulse is to do something about it, and I have to resist the impulse.
I'll tell you what, the deterrent effect is very powerful, and the most important thing that you can do about it is to get yourself trained, improve your situational awareness, become better prepared, and so you could be that first line of defense. That's what the 300,000 members of my association do, and we save people's lives.
You know what the problem is that, and I have some friends who live in one of the suburbs, and the school board was saying, we've got to get an armed guard, and some of the moms came in and said, we're not those kinds of people. They don't. And you know what? You don't want to have a school. Because when I was growing up, yeah, sure, we hid by the radiators because we had to do these drills thinking that the Russians were going to drop the bomb on us. Okay, I grant you that.
My kids do active shooter drills all the time. They don't even do tornado drills anymore.
Yeah, but you don't want to you don't want to live in a world in which you have to do that. You want to think that you're safe and you don't have to do that. And I mean, the overwhelming odds is that it's not going to happen. It could, so you do need to protect yourself, and people just don't want to own up to the fact that they have to do that, Tim.
Yeah, you're right, and I call those people like the ostrich with their head in the sand. I mean, sure, you don't want to live in this world, but guess what? You do, and there's nothing wrong with being prepared. It doesn't mean you're paranoid; it just means you're prepared, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it does make sense because if and when it does happen, you'll survive. You'll do the right thing.
All right. Tim Schmidt, thank you so much for joining us, President and CEO of United States Concealed Carry Association, and we'll have you back soon.
Thank you,
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Have a good day. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Trans ideology is in our schools, government, churches, even our homes.
We need to start taking some action in stopping this total madness.
Join the Illinois Family Institute for our Trans Ideology Worldview Conference, Saturday, March 16th at Stone Church in Orland Park, with Dr. Michelle Curtella, authors Denise Schick and Douglas Wilson, and Walt Heyer, a former transgender, with encouragement for others.
Let me help you realize who you are.
The Illinois Family Institute Worldview Conference, biblical training for today's culture, 10 a.m. Saturday, March 16th at Stone Church in Orland Park. $20 per person, $50 per family. To attend, call 708-781-9328. 708-781-9328 or visit illinoisfamily.org.
Another new year has come and gone, and if you're a business owner and still haven't done anything about your company's network and computer system, listen closely. You and your employees suffer every time something goes wrong with your network, and in most cases, it can take days to hire an IT person to fix it. Maybe you've been lucky and everything's running fine, but how long will that last? Whether you've experienced technical trouble or not, when you do, it costs your company money, but it doesn't have to. Don't wait for a crisis. Turnkey IT can help make 2019 the year you're prepared for anything technology throws at you. You'll be set up for success and get in front of the many technical issues that can overwhelm a business. Turnkey specializes in the preventive steps to keep you going. So get on it. For a limited time, get free lunch for the decision makers of your company when you have Turnkey do a complimentary network audit of your systems. Even if you have a current IT company, a second opinion never hurts. Leave the technical stuff to the pros so you can focus on the important things. Visit turnkey.pro today. Turnkey.pro.
Sheet metal is a big part of commercial and industrial facilities. Look around your business and you'll quickly notice how many components use sheet metal. From fan systems and hoods to machinery guards and much more. For top quality sheet metal work, get to know the pros at Vans Industrial.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, owner of Vans Industrial. Vans Industrial is an industrial sheet metal contractor that can fabricate all types of alloys up to 1-inch plate. We perform jobs including chutes, hoppers, stacks, siding, and dust collection. We work in material handling facilities including steel, chemical, agricultural, food processing plants, and more. Vans Industrial can also design and perform the engineering for a complete turnkey installation. Our quality work is installed by trained mechanics who will work closely with you to make sure the job is done right.
Vans uses only the best and safest union-trained mechanics, insured at the highest level. Call 833-VANS-IND. That's 833-VANS-IND. Or on the web at vansindustrial.com.
Like it or not, it's cold and flu season in Chicago. Just look around the office. Everyone's coughing and sneezing and sniffling. Oh, my. And if you want to avoid getting sick, then you know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy, and it's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air, and Amy can tell you this. They are 100% real. She spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature. He showed her the emails and played the voicemails of real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code CHICAGO. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use the promo code CHICAGO for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
AM 560, The Answer.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. We always have tons of your text messages, and we appreciate them. And now let's join John, who joins us. Is calling from the beautiful city of Mundelein. Good morning, John.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. How are you guys this morning?
Very good, John.
You know, I have to say, it's really interesting. I hear after these mass shootings, you always hear conservatives say, you know, it's mental health. We just need to keep the guns away from the bad guys, the people who shouldn't have guns. Of course, then you have the guy on the air that you agree with that we shouldn't even have taken the guns away from this guy. So, of course, everyone in
No, he didn't say
carrying
that.
a gun in the society.
He didn't say that. John, he didn't say that. You're assuming facts, not in evidence.
No, he said we don't need FOID cards because they don't have
But
the equivalent of that in Wisconsin.
Amy, didn't you ask him if we knew that he shouldn't have a gun, if the police should take it away? Didn't you ask him that?
No, I asked him if we know.
You
if his,
did.
Can I tell you what I said? I said his FOID card was revoked, and should the local police, Aurora Police, go into someone's house whose FOID card is revoked and take their weapon out of their home?
He said we shouldn't have FOID cards,
And
but
his
John,
answer was
John,
no.
may I answer? He said if we know that he was convicted of a felony, he shouldn't have had a gun. Period. That.
Okay,
Close
so do
quote.
you think they
And he
should have
lied.
taken the gun away from the guy? Do you think they should have
Yes,
taken it away?
I think if you revoke your
from him.
FOID card
Yes.
and you do fingerprint checks and find out that they spent 5 years in prison for stabbing his ex-girlfriend, I think that they should make a house
So why do you put
call.
a guy, in the wake of the shooting, why do you put a guy on the air who says we shouldn't even have taken the gun away from
No, he
from
said we
this
shouldn't
guy?
have had FOID cards.
You're just not even listening to what he told you. It's insane. Your answer is do nothing, let the crazy
No, if
guy
he's
have
but
the gun.
the guy didn't disagree. He didn't say that a guy convicted of a felony should have a gun. He didn't say that. So that would take away his
we
gun.
shouldn't take it
Right,
away.
well, John, let
He
me
said
ask
we
you
shouldn't
this.
take it
John,
away.
if somebody's FOID card is revoked, do you think that the police should pay a house call or a visit to make sure and search their house to make sure that they don't have any weapons? They have to search their cars, too, and if they have a storage locker.
Absolutely, I think we should do that, and I do not think that it represents some slippery slope to taking all the guns away like that guy. And
Well,
those
John, but
people
you do think
inevitably
we should
say.
take all the guns away, don't you, John?
No, I do not. I think
I
that
don't
if we
either.
know a crazy person has a gun, we should take the
So
gun
then
away.
we
I
from him.
agree,
Don't
Vote
you,
100%.
conservative.
don't you, Bruce,
Yeah.
don't you think that if we know a crazy guy has a gun, we should take it away?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, we should take him away and put him in
No,
the
please.
loony bin.
Okay,
Thank
so,
you, John.
So why do you have to pretend that me agreeing with you about that means I want to take everyone's gun away? Why do you pretend that? Why make that stupid claim?
Because of your tone. It's very
Oh,
angry.
my tone. Yes, this shooting should make you angry. That guy saying that we shouldn't confiscate a crazy person's gun should
I don't
make
think
you
he said
angry.
that we
Why
shouldn't
doesn't
confiscate a crazy
It
person's
makes
gun.
me
What
angry.
he said.
But-
It's what he told
Okay,
you.
well, then I'll ask him to amend what he said.
All right, John, thank you very
John.
much for your phone call. And let's go to another John now. John in Peatone. Good morning. How are you?
Hi there. Former
Hi.
police officer, and I think, like most police officers, you would wish that everyone would have guns. It would make their job a lot easier. This last caller needs to calm down. At the end of the day, what was the last time we had gun confiscation? I think it was that little man in Germany back in World War II.
Right.
And who ended up having the guns? The
Right.
people that wanted to oppress you.
Right.
Right.
Because we don't believe.
John,
Get
but
rid
as,
of the FOIDs. The FOIDs are nothing but a money grab by the state of Illinois.
okay, then what about if your FOID card is revoked? Do you think somebody should come in and make sure that you don't have a weapon?
Let's take it back to the original comment I just made. Get rid of the FOID cards. All they are is a money grab by the state of Illinois.
Well, they don't
Take a
do
look
anything.
across the country.
They certainly
No,
didn't
they don't do anything.
Yeah, they didn't prevent the crime here.
No, because
Look,
he lied on the application
yeah,
and
which
said
you can
no, he's
do.
never been
And-
convicted of a felony.
Here's the thing: we don't want to think that Nazi Germany is around the corner, but you
No,
don't
we
have to be all the way to Nazi Germany before things get real bad for you. So yeah,
We're not going to have mass confiscation of weapons. Do you really believe
No.
that?
Well, if the lefties get far enough, you'll start to see it happen.
If Kamala Harris gets
I am
elected
scared
president
to death of that.
and gets to name, that's why Trump. It was important for
Thanks,
Trump
John.
because if Merrick Garland had
Yeah.
gotten in, and then Hillary gets to name a couple of loonies from the left in there, you not only have gun confiscation, you have no church or synagogue who refuses to perform a gay marriage allowed a tax exemption.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go to another John because all we do is have Johns call in.
Sure.
Hi, John from
Yeah,
Wheaton.
I'm not like that crazy other guy. I wanted to tell you why he's wrong. So here's the thing, is that I got in an insurance accident when I was like 22. I got in an accident where I didn't have a car insurance, and so they gave me an SR22. They took away my FOID card because of that. So now you're saying that because I got in an accident, I have the state has the right to search my home, to search my car. Where does it go? That's the whole point of the Fourth Amendment is that you don't have a right to just search somebody's home for no reason. Just because that you lose a FOID card doesn't mean that the government has the right to come and search everything you have.
Good point. You know, it's real quickly,
Thank you,
too.
Jen.
I'm still waiting to get my FOID card, but I have a emotional support animal, so I think that's why it's being held up. Seriously.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
See, what you need is an emotional support 38. Did you hear the Bill Burr? Bill Burr has this great routine.
Yeah.
Can I say it real quickly here? I mean, I can't recreate it. He's so darn funny. But I saw this in a Netflix concert from 2014. I just saw it the other day. He has a 22. Now, everybody thinks the 22 is a wussy gun because it can't actually do anything. But it doesn't deafen you like a 38 is. So when somebody comes into your house, an intruder comes in at night into your house, then it's dark, you can't see them, and then you shoot off the 38, you can't hear anymore either, so you've lost 2 of your senses. So the moral of the story is get a 22 to protect yourself.
Okay, so the 38 is too loud. Thank you, Bruce. Let's go to Will, who joins us from Skokie.
The thing that we find again and again and again, not only with this case, but with all the national shootings and so on and so forth, is the laws that have already been put in place, the instant background check, all this other stuff. Basically, it's the government falling apart. Either the states do not report to the Fed national background check felonies and things like this, which is probably what happened in this guy's case, or they don't follow up. It's a federal crime if you apply for a gun and you lie on the application. Okay, so why don't they just do that? They had this big thing recently where some people in the Democrats in the Senate voted against doing background checks for illegal aliens applying for gun licenses and having them, go to jail if they apply for guns. So basically, the government passes laws. The government doesn't enforce the laws. Everything screws up. The government wants to pass more laws.
Right.
And then the
Thanks,
law-abiding
Will.
are defenseless, and the criminals just avoid the laws.
Real quickly, let's go to Trent, who joins us from Lake County, Indiana. Good morning, Trent.
Hey, good morning. Hope everyone's doing good. Great topic. Hey, the fellow just spoke. He's right on about it. The police only come there to respond to incidents, accidents. Yeah, you have your Democratic left wing in the party who are really, they like to get involved in government, take government positions, and promote laws and make new laws. With the guns, especially, let's take the guns away. The guns kill people, but as we all know, it's people who kill people. It's just like a driver's license. I don't necessarily even believe that people who have some types of felonies should even lose their Second Amendment gun right, because just because some person has a felony doesn't mean that they're a danger to society.
This guy spent 5 years in jail for stabbing his girlfriend.
But are there certain kinds of felonies which would prohibit or preclude you from getting a gun, Trent? Would you agree to that? That there are certain kinds of felonies?
Well, sure, absolutely. There's people who have violent felonies.
Right, and then
where laws are changing now, they're even trying to push to the point of misdemeanors, say domestic. They're really trying to push us to the courts now to make misdemeanor domestics a reason not to be able to possess a firearm. And really, it is one step and another step.
Well, they don't even want you to. They don't even want you to have a firearm if you use Prozac, right? So.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, Jussie Smollett's hoax, why he did it, and what it means for race relations in our country. Larry Elder will be joining us at 8:38. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Clouds, 17 degrees. Several dozen graves have been desecrated this morning at a Jewish cemetery in France. The latest incident comes in the wake of numerous anti-Semitic incidents in recent months. Senator Bernie Sanders is again running for president. Vermont Socialist Independent broke the news this morning.
It is not only about winning the Democratic nomination and the general election. Our campaign is about transforming our country and creating a government based on the principles of economic, social, racial, and environmental justice.
Around 200 million Americans are suffering through a powerful storm making its way across the country. Storm hit California Sunday, rolling across the U.S. for the rest of the work week. Heavy snow, driving rain, ice in areas of 39 of the lower 48 states. 16 states are teaming up to sue the Trump administration over the declaration of a national emergency on the southern border. California Attorney General Xavier Becerra is leading the charge.
Separation of powers has been around for a long time. A first-year law student could argue this case for us.
President Trump announced the emergency last week. Teachers in West Virginia are going on strike today. They're opposed to a proposed new rule that would take money away from public schools and create the state's first charter academies. A federal judge will rule today on the city of Chicago's request to throw out a lawsuit aimed at halting President Barack Obama's museum and library from being built in a public park. An investigation continues after a teenager was found dead in Park Forest. Paramedics confirm the man showed signs of trauma, so the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force was called in. One man is dead after being shot at a tent city homeless encampment in Chicago's South Loop. State police say the shooting happened yesterday near the Taylor ramp of the Dan Ryan Expressway. Chicago sports, Alex DeBrincat records a hat trick. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Senators 8-7 at the United Center. Number 23, Wisconsin, a Big Ten hoops win over Illinois in Madison, 64-58. The news is a service of Geico Chicago. Hey, Chicago, Geico now has even more ways to save you money. Kevin, your local Geico agent, is ready to deliver the personal service you need with the savings you love. Stop by his local office on Cicero Avenue or call 773-582-8888 for Kevin, your local Geico agent. 8:34, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager knows exactly where the Green New Deal takes us.
This is communist. This is not even socialist, if there is any difference. The alienation from everything America has stood for that is embodied in the Green New Deal is remarkable. Liberty, goodbye. In fact, affluence, goodbye.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
For more than 50 years, Mueller CPA, a certified public accounting and business advisory firm, has been serving clients in Chicagoland. Dave Nissen, Mueller's managing partner, is here to explain Mueller CPA's history, journey, and opportunity.
Thanks, Dan. Our firm was started by Al Mueller as a one-person CPA firm in 1968. Through growth and partnerships, Mueller CPA has blossomed from a regional firm to an organization that provides services worldwide. Mueller is a reflection of our years of listening and caring for our clients, and we would not be here today if it wasn't for our professionals and support personnel. We value the human side of our business and recognize it as being the most important element of our success. We are growing, we are hiring, and we welcome your interest in our firm.
If you are looking for your first opportunity or your forever career, join an award-winning team that cares about you. Visit the career page at MuellerCPA.com or call Dave directly at 630-524-5274.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Chicago is a big city, 234 square miles. We have 50 aldermen to watch over our neighborhood, but only one police superintendent. As mayor, I will add 3 more superintendents and form separate districts for them to be responsible for and bringing top management to the police force closer to our citizens.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
When it comes to your pain, many of you might be skeptical, like I was, about ordering Relief Factor. Pat Boone again for this wonderful 100% drug-free supplement designed to help your own body lower or eliminate occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living. I'm not skeptical any longer. The 3-week quick start is now discounted to only $19.95. Why don't you let us see if we can get you out of pain too at ReliefFactor.com.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
It's 8:37. Let's check the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Telemonti.
In Kenosha, 94 eastbound. Southbound is closed. Highway 158 to Highway 50 due to a vehicle fire. The frontage road is the alternate. Edens runs 24 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 35. Kennedy, 52 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. No savings in the Express. The Eisenhower's an hour, 390 to downtown. 46 minutes from Manheim. Stevenson, 50 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan, 40 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 19 minutes, I-80 to the Merge, Bishop 426. Northbound Tri-State, it's jammed. Southwest Highway to 31st. And from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Adams Tollway to Lanes. Lead to the Tri-State. Reagan Tollway, Randall to Viola. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Some sun this morning and then turning cloudy. Chilly this afternoon, a high near 30. On and off snow and freezing rain overnight, low 24, and another 1 to 2 inches of snow and ice tomorrow and a high of 34. Currently 17. Next news coming up at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by In the Know with Wealth Management Group, hosted by Craig Bolanos. Heard Sunday mornings at 10.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer
This is about the closest I'll probably ever have in my life to an I am Spartacus moment.
on AM 560, The Answer.
There we go. Hi. Good
Hello
morning,
again, everybody.
Amy Jacobs at Take Two. We got Quinn there. He's learning the board. He's doing a great job. Dan's off this week, so that's why that's happening.
Am I doing a great job?
And you are doing a wonderful job.
Okay.
I really appreciate it. Big news. I mean, it's making national headlines. It's hard not to talk about this story. The Jussie Smollett staged attack. We know that the two brothers have been cleared by Chicago police. They are free to move about the cabin, so to speak, because they were monitoring them over the weekend, making sure that they didn't talk to the media. But now they're talking to the media. They spoke with WBBM reporter.
We are not racist, we're not homophobic, and we are not anti-Trump. We were born and raised in Chicago and are American citizens.
So Jussie Smollett, we found out, too, has a motive for staging this attack. Apparently, he sent himself, or he had those two Nigerian brothers send a threatening letter to the set at Empire set here in Chicago, where it said basically, die, you blank, blank, blank. And it was with cutout from a magazine. You know, the letters were spelled out, Bruce?
Sure. Yes.
And then there was a white substance in there, too. Well, the white substance turned out to be aspirin. And Jussie Smollett was apparently outraged that he didn't get enough attention. So then he concocted the staged attack and proceeded to go on Good Morning America to lie about it.
Who the would make something like this up or add something to it or whatever it may be? I can't even, I'm an advocate.
And he kept saying, oh, I want the truth to come out.
Then I look down and I see that there's a rope around my neck. I think that what people need to hear is just the truth.
Okay, so we want you to tell the truth. We want to hear your side of the story,
sound
Jussie
persuasive?
Smollett. He does, because he's an actor.
Well, I mean, not everybody is. To me, he's more persuasive than Mia Farrow was when she was testifying against Woody Allen. So, great acting job.
He said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face. So I punched his ass back. I noticed the rope around my neck and I started screaming.
Well, it turns out that he bought that rope. They found a receipt for a clothesline that was purchased at the Crafty Beaver. They found that receipt in the brother's apartment.
He's still maintaining his innocence, though, and you could turn these facts all around and say, these guys say they're Americans, they're not anti-Trump, maybe they're pro-Trump, they had their faces blocked by a mask, maybe they're the ones who actually attacked Jussie. Wouldn't that be neat if it turned out that way? Of course, I'm living in dreamland.
Well, and there's a money trail, too, because they were paid $3,500 with the promise of $500 to be paid down the line. I don't know what electronic banking statements they have, but you know that police are on this. With more on this and how it's affecting race relations across the country, because Jussie Smollett checked every box off. He made it a political issue, he made it a homophobic issue, and he made it a race issue. Let's join our brother in sound. It's always a pleasure to have Larry Elder on the show. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Morning, Amy and Bruce. And don't forget, Amy, he made it a Trump issue.
Right, exactly. And you know what? They did find in this apartment, when they raided the apartment, a red hat because apparently they couldn't find a MAGA hat in Chicago. So they went to a store in Uptown that's on Broadway there and bought a red hat to make it look like.
What does it say, Amy, about Chicago? You have to go uptown to buy a red cap.
I know.
And the likelihood of two guys in that area of Chicago at 2 o'clock in the morning wearing red caps. People tell me who are from Chicago that's basically saying, kick me.
Right. So then we had a lot of people, I don't know about on the national level, but local reporters who were questioning this, who, said, hey, look, there's video of him walking into his building, still holding that tuna Subway sandwich that he bought, which is ridiculous.
Was it a tuna sandwich?
Yes, I tweeted you back this morning at 2 a.m. and said
you
it's
did?
a tuna
I was wondering what kind of sandwich it was.
Yes. But the strategy is clear that if you doubted him, you were motivated by racism.
Yeah, and if you're black and you doubt him, you're a self-loather. Look, this advanced the agenda of the left. That is, racism remains a major problem in America. That's what they believe. And, of course, the Trump derangement syndrome. So it was a perfect storm for all of that. It's a lie that racism remains a major problem in America. It's a damn lie, and people like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and Eric Holder have been pushing that for a long time. And also Barack Obama. Barack Obama once said that racism is in America's DNA. Think about that. In the 1950s, when white Americans were asked, under any circumstances, would you vote for a black person for president? Those who said yes were in the single digits. Obama got more votes, more white votes than John Kerry did. There were 700 counties that voted twice for Obama, 2008, 2012. 200 of them switched to Donald Trump. When did they get bitten by the radioactive racist spider?
Yeah, here's
it's nonsense.
Yeah, it's so funny because, Larry, I thought, being naive, I remember when William F. Buckley wrote an article in Look magazine in 1970 and saying, we need a black president by 1980. Okay, we got one in 2008, and I thought, okay, we've arrived. There are no more problems anymore. And it seems like we've doubled down ever since the beer summit. It's like people's sensitivity has multiplied exponentially.
Right. And I agree with that analysis, but I blame Barack Obama. The high point in race relations, if you ask white people and black people, are race relations good or somewhat good? The peak came during the George W. Bush years. And the numbers of those who said yes to that declined dramatically during Obama, well before Donald Trump ever came down the stairs and said he's going to run for president. It's a lie. And Eric Holder, in my opinion, is one of the most egregious peddlers of this nonsense, and he's even more dangerous than Sharpton and Jackson because he's soft-spoken, he is a lawyer, he's courtly, and people respect him. Eric Holder said that the push for voter ID was, quote, pernicious racism, close quote. Memo, the majority of blacks want voter ID. How is it pernicious racism if the majority of blacks want it? He also said that the fact that black boys get kicked out of school at a higher rate than others in a given school is also pernicious racism. And Jesse Jackson once sued a school board in your state, Decatur, Illinois, which was all white. Yeah. They'd kicked out a bunch of black kids who were fighting after a football game, and Jesse Jackson sued them and accused them of racism. And the school board defended itself by pointing out all around the country black boys are kicked out more than others are, whether the school board is all white or a school board of all color, like in Oakland and in San Francisco, and it didn't matter the race of the principal. So black boys were just disrupting, and therefore they were being kicked out more, and Jackson and Eric Holder said that was pernicious racism. The other thing Eric Holder said was pernicious racism is the fact that black criminal defendants get a longer sentence for the same crime committed by a white criminal defendant, and that is true. But the Sentencing Commission that came up with that finding also said judges, when they come to sentencing criminals, take into consideration a number of factors, including the criminal history, work history, and the degree to which the defendant expresses remorse. And therefore, the commission said we could not determine that the differences had anything to do with race. So this guy, Eric Holder, has pushed this BS on the country because the Democrats need to have blacks paranoid and fearful about somebody taking away their civil rights, so they march in there like lemmings and pull that lever 95% for the Democratic Party. It is appalling.
Well, don't you think Jesse did this, though, to become a victim? I mean, this whole victimhood culture that we've created?
Yeah, of course he did. Apparently he tried to do it to make sure that he was not written out of the empire part. I read that. Yeah. But the point is, why did so many people believe it? And the answer is the media pushes this narrative of racism remains a major problem in America, and they hate Donald Trump's guts. There was a wonderful novel some years ago called Bonfire of the Vanities, written by Tom Wolfe, and it was inspired because of the Tawana Brawley fraud. And he said the newspapers incessantly search for what he called the great white defendant. Ideally, a rich white guy who's privileged, who's done something wrong. Everybody loves that. White people are used to it, and people of color love it. And that's what the media is looking for. And so the Covington High School boys fit this. These two alleged white guys who beat up Jussie Smollett fit this. And this is what they're running with. The whole game is to make sure blacks continue to vote for that Democratic Party. Once they start thinking as individuals and say, hey, President Trump wants to do something about illegal immigration and illegal aliens take away jobs from inner city people who are unskilled and put downward pressure on their wages. Hey, Donald Trump wants to allow parents the option of not sending their kid to a crappy government school by providing vouchers. Maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump is not a racist. If that's racism, he needs to go back to racism school.
You know, I loved Bonfire of the Vanities. I wanted to grow up to be a master of the universe. I didn't want that novel to end, and it was about 890 pages. But you were talking about incarceration, and I'm reminded yesterday Kamala Harris, who puts her foot in her mouth every day, but I don't know if she's cute or something. I don't know. There's some reason she's Teflon. She shows a great flexibility with the facts. Yesterday, she actually had the chutzpah to say that we're not spending money on education. We're spending money on mass incarceration, and she was a prosecutor who put people in jail all the time.
Right. What do you say? And generally speaking, the people that blacks preyed on in prison are also other black people. And where are we when the idea is that we should make sure that prisons don't have too many of this race, too many of that race, as opposed to putting people behind bars who've done bad things? This is where we are in the country.
Wow. All right, Larry Elder, you can listen to his show right here. Guess what it's called, Dan? It's called The Larry Elder Show on AM 560, weekdays 7 to 9 p.m. As always, a pleasure having you on the show, and have a wonderful day, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean, why is this so hard? At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why can't more things in life be customizable? Why can't I buy Neapolitan ice cream without strawberry? Can't I just have the chocolate and vanilla flavors I'm comfortable with? Do people even want a fruity ice cream flavor sandwiched right between the classics?
Go to LibertyMutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
Well, you're looking for securing financing on a new home or refinancing your existing home? Then you need to call Team Hochberg. Breaking news. To provide listeners additional financing options and lower rates, Team Hochberg is now originating loans at Homeside Lending. Team Hochberg's Chicago-based loan officers and in-house underwriters can approve loans within days of receiving a complete file from their borrowers. In the coming weeks, David will highlight Homeside's proprietary new loan programs like cash-out refinances up to 95% of the value of your home with a minimum 680 credit score and construction to permanent loans on both FHA and VA loans. Team Hochberg's new toll-free number is 855-56-DAVID or online at 56david.com. Team Hochberg loan officers David Hochberg, Kevin Kochman, Lynn Tung, Jose Rodriguez, Scott Ellis, Cindy Piazza, JP Marzano, Thomas Byrne. You know, I know David Hochberg, he's taken me to hockey games. I love that guy. And Ann Eckroth have helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but they can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID.
Can you hurry up? I want to do this story.
VisitFifty6David.com. Homeside Financial, Equal Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee, MB676-10119, and MLS 1124061.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I was singing in the shower, singing O Solo Mio. O Solo Mio. As I was singing Mio, I sneezed. So I'm drying up, and I sneeze again. And I blow my nose. A whole bunch of stuff comes out. I'm suddenly realizing that I am breathing out of my nose the best I've ever breathed out of my nose in years. I don't think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden now I'm breathing what has happened in the past year. I'm a Balance of Nature. Little by little every day, if I experience it, I'm happy. I'm sure this has to do with Balance of Nature. I'm sure it does.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Famous conservative quotes, presented by Automated Systems.
Thomas Sowell said, "A consequence of entitlements is people who contribute nothing to society feel they're owed something for being nice and gracing us with their presence."
Manufacturing companies, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Kulchar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and systems integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet FDA compliance requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, facilities, and plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 to startup, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. For information, I encourage you to talk to Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI, 844-HIRE-ASI, or online at hireasi.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free, no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now. 1-800-600-9519. That's 1-800-600-9519. 1-800-600-9519.
A car accident can be stressful and inconvenient. You want your car repaired exactly the way it was before the accident. Unfortunately, there's an epidemic of poorly repaired vehicles by corporate-sponsored repair shops. Insurance companies are looking to cut costs. Your car may look fine, but that pretty paint job doesn't mean it was fixed right. Did the shop use genuine manufacturer replacement parts? Or take shortcuts you can't see to stay on the insurance company's direct repair list of shops out of fear they'll be removed? The shop that does it right every time is America's Auto Body. They use only genuine manufacturer's replacement parts and are a fully certified manufacturer and dealer repair facility. If necessary, America's Auto Body will even stand up for you in dealing with insurance to assure your vehicle is properly repaired. They're not afraid of the insurance company. Remember, you, not the insurance company, have a right to choose the repair shop. Learn what to look for in a potential repair shop at americasautobody.com. That's americasautobody.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
I'm sure you've heard the story by now, but do you know the real story?
There ain't nothing like a dame. I love when sailors sing.
The kiss scene around the world, but he kissed the girl but didn't marry her. He married someone else. Of course, I'm talking about George Mendoza. Remember the sailor?
The
shown
iconic
kissing
photograph.
the iconic, right. Yeah. I mean, it just...
The end of World War II, he comes home, in what is right down Broadway or Fifth
Times
Avenue?
Square. Yeah. I mean,
Square.
it's probably one of the most famous photographs of the 20th
Takes
century.
the woman in his arms, bends her backwards, a woman out of the crowd, a nurse, and he gives her a big smack. And then he marries her, and they live happily ever after, right?
No, actually,
what happened?
no, that's not what
Now
happened.
You know the rest
he
of
was
the story.
22 years old, George Mendoza, when he smacked a cold one on Greta Zimmer Friedman. She was actually a dental assistant who wore that cute outfit, because that's what nurses wore, or
Sure.
dental assistants wore back then, the nurses' uniforms.
Nurses.
But it celebrated the end of World War II.
I remember grabbing this, and it was the excitement of the war being over, plus I had a few drinks.
Remember when you could just in a parade, step out of it and grab a dame and kiss her.
He
But
had
I
a
guess,
few pops in him.
But if you're beating the Krauts or whatever, what you were doing.
Well,
for the
they had to
last 4
fight because
years.
for 30 years, others claimed to be the ones in the photograph.
Oh.
And so he had to fight like the Dickens to prove that that was him.
How did
And
they
she
do
had to prove that that was her.
Dental records?
DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know how they proved it, but they finally proved it. And the two gathered in 2012 and sat next to each other and talked about that day. But also on that day, George Mendoza, if you can see behind, he brought a date with him to that.
Oh, in
ticker tape parade.
1945?
Yeah, and he ended up marrying that woman, and they were married for 70 years.
For 70 years, she said, and you went and you kissed that other girl.
The best proof there is my date. Her face is seen over the sailor's right shoulder. Nobody can deny that that's not her.
So this is his wife.
Right.
And she was there
Watching
when he
her-
was kissing
her beau kissing another woman. But you know what? If you've been over there, you deserve to come back and
And kiss
plant
whoever you
one
want.
on whoever you want.
Well, he died on Saturday at the age of 95. Bruce, he slipped and fell. And
Not
had
in-
a seizure.
and not into the arms of a dental assistant, but into the everlasting life.
He will always live forever in this photograph. Thanks to
Over
Quinn
there.
McCarthy. Working the board today, Justin Kosick, our producing, whatever, Keith, whoever, whatever. And
For the
most
Yanks
importantly,
are coming.
thank
The
you to
Yanks
you,
are- Yeah,
who
thank you.
talks nonstop for 4 hours. Are you okay now?
No.
Did you get it out?
No.
Okay, well, you'll be back here tomorrow morning, right?
Thank you for having me.
I love you.
I'm
Now
back
let's go
at
into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.